Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the tabletop. We are joined again by the full party, 2 weeks in a row. How lucky are we? And Nick, do you want to go and
As
give a
lucky as
summary?
me surviving on one body.
Yeah, it seems to happen more often than you think.
You didn't have one this time. It was, whatchamacallit, like 3
Ah,
or something.
it was 4. It was 4. He survived on 4.
Hmm?
It was 4 that he got.
Because you were currently still at 4, just so you know.
Oh, should we have not healed back up? I just reset my stuff.
I mean, if you guys wish to spend another day resting here, but for the moment,
Please and thank you.
these 3 still living individuals have been chucked in the guild's holding cells. And Hava seems to be doing his enchanting thing to make sure it's thoroughly secured until the council shows up.
Damn.
Seal seems like a load has kind of been taken off his mind, but he doesn't think you're out of the woods yet. He will tell you, well, this was most of them. There's still one more that showed up a couple of times that isn't with these. I think he might be their leader. As I told you, unfortunately, the leader of their guild is my father. Didn't get a good look at his face, so I couldn't confirm whether it was him or not, but...
Lucky just kind of like chimes in, and I'm like, well, So what you want to do about him?
Well, I assume now that his flunkies have been captured, he'll go into hiding. We'll have to keep an eye out for him to attack us again.
That's fair.
We need to trump him. I have my trump card in hand. We need
What's
to
your
trump.
trump card?
It's called my banjo.
Oh my god.
I play a sweet tune.
Your mildly cursed banjo that anybody with higher than like a 1-keep-1-9 defense can ignore.
I start playing a sweet tune. Like,
Can I break the
like
banjo?
The next, like the Mexican thing with the doom.
Lucky, you would be the only one who would know this. I probably should have told you when everyone else wasn't around. But you would be aware of Steele's father and the fact that they are not exactly on great terms.
Yeah.
Steele used to live in the Barbarian Kingdom, and when he left, he took with him quite a ludicrously powerful magical artifact
I see.
that is stored somewhere in or below or around the guild. You're not entirely sure where, but Steele assures you it is locked down as tight as possible.
I see.
And he's made it quite clear before that several people, including his father, very much want it back.
Huh.
You're the only one who would be aware of this here, though.
Alright. So...
A guy mentions it. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Alright. I guess... I don't know. Do we go to the moon? Do we take a rest day? Do we... Oh, what are we doing here? We do both at the same time. We take a rest day on the moon. Alright, Gary, and punch us up there so we can die.
Alright.
I'm going to tell you, at the very least, regardless of whether anybody else rests or not, you're lucky, you most likely will not be resting on the moon.
No.
You are going to be keeping the air active.
Yeah, I am well aware.
Couldn't I help with that somewhat?
Yes, you could. In fact, that's probably what you guys will have to do as far as just like taking breaks. Is like basically one of you will have to constantly be on the thing, but you guys can kind of trade off so you don't have to constantly be going.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be rough. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
And of course, I'm gonna be the guy hopefully bending the moon.
Yeah, both you and Rook are.
So he doesn't get a break.
No, Rook's fine.
Nope, I do not.
Always before you are while you're dialing in the sphere, rather, always going to kind of go around and one by one place some runes, some enchantments on each of your guys' clothing, which he says will protect you from the extreme temperatures.
Fucking A, my guy. I just kind of pat him on the back and I'm like, appreciate it.
What an excellent gift. I love it.
I shall cherish these forever, actually.
He says, you talk like you're leaving me behind. King asked me to fix it too. He kind of straightens his red coat.
Fucking A, let's go. We won't forget you this time, I promise.
That's one room and I'll fucking kill you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Is this Duba or is this
This is Haba.
Haba? Okay. What's Haba gonna do?
Probably runes and helping us keep alive. I don't know.
Mostly keeping you guys alive in the environmental space.
Yeah, it was me.
Onward!
Alright. Are we ready? Are we not gonna rest? I feel like we should at least take a rest day.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just sleep the night, leave early in morning.
Like I always do when I leave to New Mexico. Which is not soon.
So you guys are gonna stay here. Did you have anything you wanted to talk to about with the prisoners before they are taken off? Two prisoners.
Yeah, I want to go up to him, and I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna be like, the fuck.
The only one who currently seems to be conscious is the large guy, the stone manipulating guy. The other two kind of just seem to be flopped on the floor still.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a simple guy. I'm using simple terms. The fuck.
But what he doesn't realize is
he gestures to sword guy and says, as my friend told you, there is debts to be paid. You killed one of our friends.
True, actually.
To be fair, I did not kill friend, and we technically only killed one. The other one killed himself.
Still, I don't think you understand what your guild has gotten into.
And the other one was already dead.
You should ask about your own leader's dirty backstory.
Oh, Jesus, cat, hi. Hold on. Cat stepped on keyboard.
After he says this, he just kind of locks eyes with you. He says, we will escape again, I hope you know.
Yeah, sounds about right.
A guy in the...
I'll kick your ass again. That's not it. Just kind of like looks back to a guy.
Who has a red mustache now.
Yeah, just kill him next time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Kill them all by one by one.
No.
Until they stop coming.
No.
That is a great solution.
No.
It's called the Great Beyond for a reason.
Oh my god. Like he's just like goes to the bar and grabs a drink. Ugh. All right. I don't have particularly anything I want to do during the night.
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not do it during the night, but I'm gonna do it during the day.
I mean, this fight happened pretty early in the morning. Like, you guys have a rest day. As long as you don't get any more fights or do anything too strenuous, you can heal up over the course of the day here.
Okay.
But the fight did happen in the morning, so you basically got all day to do, stuff as long as it's fairly chill stuff.
All right. All right.
But a guy, before that even happens, you walk out of the guild and you notice something weird. That, I mean, you didn't really notice it at first because, there was harpoons and a fight going on and all kinds of stuff. But this building, or what used to be a whole block, is now one enormous building. It looks very fancy.
The crap?
That's right, you can read now. The sign out front reads the Hotel du Monde.
No. Son of a bitch.
What?
That's the hotel we went to. You remember the one in Iceberg?
What?
I'm running over to the hotel.
Alright, you head over to the hotel. Is anyone else coming along with?
No.
Anyone who steps outside, basically, like, now that this hecticness is not going on, you can see the hotel here.
I feel like Lucky's going to enjoy his time in the bar and get blistering drunk.
Alright.
And do you know
What
where the
about
drunk
you,
man's
where are you
best friend
going? Or where are
is?
you going?
A banjo.
I kind of want to try to find out what the fuck this thing is doing here.
Alright.
I also don't want to subject myself to spending days, months, inside of that place.
Last time you spent about 4 hours there, and it turned into 2 days.
Yeah.
Quick, what's the date?
The date? Shit, I don't know. You guys aren't on a time scale right now. It's not important, really.
Haba, what's the date?
Haba!
It's,
28th, 12 p.m.
after you guys are done your nonsense, what was it before? I want to say it's like December 2nd.
Okay.
Ah, balls. I was gonna name like
We were in November before.
I know. I was just gonna.
A guy doesn't even know what's going on here because.
Oh, yeah, he was knocked out. Oh god.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
I mean, it's a hotel. The door seems to be wide open.
Hello.
You can see through the door. Like if you just stop and knock on it, like you can stand there and knock on it all you want. Like you can see people moving around inside. There's a lady at the front desk who is looking at you knocking on a hotel door very strangely.
Alright, I'm gonna walk inside.
Alright, Lucky, I suggest you walk in and ask her what the fuck is going on while we keep an eye on you.
I mean,
Make sure you don't stay any longer in there than you need to, I guess.
Okay, 2 things. It's are you talking about Lucky or a guy?
I mean, either one. You guys both get to the point. Just ask them what the fuck is going on.
Lucky is currently getting pissed drunk in the bar, unless you want to go back and tell him what's going on.
Oh, he's already there. Shit. Okay.
no, I'm in the bar, the guild hall bar.
He's in the guild hall. Yes, he has not seen what's going on yet. He hasn't gone outside.
Gotcha.
Hello, front desk lady. Hello.
Oh shit, he's doing.
Alright, you just gotta walk in and look. I assume you're gonna like stay outside and just keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
A guy grows old and grows a gray beard.
It's an interesting phenomenon. As long as you keep your eyes locked on him, time seems to move normal. Whenever you blink, it almost seems like a minute or 2 has passed since you were last looking. Guy. You walk inside, and the lady behind the front desk says, "Oh, welcome back. It's good to see you in good health."
What?
Well, last time you were here, you were, and she kind of makes like a tongue out, like dying face.
Last time, I don't know if you remember. Last time you were here.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Guy has no clue what she's talking about.
Yeah. I was talking to like
When
Xavier.
they came here and then unconscious when they left.
Because I think Xavier, like, we walked into the hotel, like, after he was unconscious, and then the next week he wasn't able to join us.
Yep.
And so.
No. The next week I was able. I wasn't there for half of it.
You missed way more than half of it. But yes, you were entirely unconscious the whole time they were in the hotel. You never, as far as you're aware, have never seen this woman before. She seems like she knows who you are, though.
I'm guessing my friends came here.
Yes, and she kind of holds up a book with very small writing, but that you can now kind of make out. And she says, when they left, they asked me to keep their bookings open.
Oh, we did. Oh, is that why she's here? Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
Oh dear.
That is why the hotel is here. It appears around people who have open bookings, available bookings.
Should we keep
fuck.
the booking open or close it?
I mean,
And there are advantages to both. You could always have this hotel around and available, but effectively, people in whatever towns you guys visit are going to get stuck here.
it's not a bad place to get stuck, though. Like, as far as we know, I mean,
No. I mean, on the end, it's got the normal drawbacks and benefits of that type of place. It's very pleasant while you're there. You just might find that you come back out and you've missed some important shit, you know?
yeah.
How are you? A guy's thinking. 1 second.
You also have the option of doing what they seemed like they had done in Iceberg, where, like, just like the townspeople basically knew what this place was, you know?
Yeah.
I was unconscious back in Iceberg after jumping. How are you here now?
She'll tell you exactly what I just said, or almost. She'll say, well, we're always available for people with open bookings.
That is fair.
You know, I say let's keep it open.
I agree. Let's keep it open.
Yeah.
Just warn the people, like, who are in fucking whatever it's called, who are in Eushora. Just warn them and be like, hey, have the guild put out a warning about it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Just Hava will draw up a warning document to like stick around town that's basically just like, hey, new hotel has just appeared. It's going to be surprisingly cheap and surprisingly awesome looking. Just be warned, if you go in there, you might not come out for like a couple weeks or months.
Or even years. I'll be
good.
there for you.
I'll be peacing out now.
Hotel Dumont's theme song is just the Friends theme song.
You walk back out the door. Look, you've been standing outside over the course of this 3-minute conversation here for probably about a half an hour. Just every time anything even slightly catches your attention or you need to blink, it seems like a couple of minutes has passed when you look back inside.
Hey,
But-
man, just my entire life story with her? Jeez.
What do you mean? I was only in there for like a couple minutes.
Well, what did she say?
Your open booking is booking. That's why she's over here for your booking that you open booked.
Okay, and what did you tell her?
I told her that I was gonna leave and that you guys have the choice to book out if you wanted to. I mean, I'm not gonna do it because it wasn't my decision. I was unconscious.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, let's just get away from this as fast as possible.
Why? Why?
Why?
Some chaos in the background.
Why do we have to run out of here as fast as we can?
Oh, temptations and stuff. Also, especially considering Rook is a very prone to gambling.
Yes, that's the other thing that you missed is this place is full of when you're unconscious, full of card tables and dice, people walking around with drinks and food on trays. Like it's like just everything that you could ever want for either a gambler or a very lazy person.
So some people, this is like heaven to them.
To most people, Daniel. Most people are both gamblers and drunk. I'm drunk.
I'm drunk. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm drunk. Have a nice day.
YouTube statistics show that over 50% of the U.S. population is lazy.
YouTube statistics show this, huh?
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Can you guys return to the guild hall to let everyone know what is going on here, and to put out a warning? Steel once again just kind of face palms. Oh, and says, "I thought we got rid of them years ago after Bert finally finished our stay."
Fair.
Hey, I mean, all we have to do is cancel the booking that we open booked.
That is true.
So that hotel doesn't have our book in their open book, and they'll leave with their open book.
Well, you see, I don't think you'll find it that easy. The way I hear it, there's a cancellation fee. It's supposed to be quite exorbitant.
I mean, like, how much we talking here?
We have 100,000.
You ask Burke, I don't know.
Go and ask Burke. Or walk up to her.
You can go and hunt her down. She doesn't seem to be in the guild hall at the moment, but one of the people that she normally sits and drinks with will tell you that she went down to the market. You can either go find her or wait for her.
What time is it?
By this point, I mean, it's still fairly early, maybe like noon.
Anyway, I'm gonna walk up to where there's an open space with nobody around.
The only place that there's really an open space where nobody is around is probably the training yard right out here.
Okay. And then I'm gonna make
outside town, like out into the
and then
burying bodies.
I'm gonna go near my hole and I'm gonna make a little sign that says music played here. Come join with music. Music is awesome.
You're just gonna set up a street performance?
Yes, $1, please.
Most of the people just kind of seem to walk on by. A couple people ask you if this has something to do with the new hotel that is literally right across the street from where you're playing.
No. Those are my friends' things to do. Go ask them.
You do hear some interesting gossip or rumors while you're doing this thing. It seems like all of these shops that were where the hotel is now, their owners have basically been paid like 10 times rent for the use of their space for the purpose of this time. There seem to be quite a few people wandering around town, blowing money in the way that only a poor person who suddenly has a lot of money can do.
Ah. So they're causing inflation.
Well, I mean, because it's so few people, it's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shopkeepers.
Mm-hmm.
That basically were paid. The word you hear on the street is anyway. They were paid quite a lot of money, and promised that they would continue receiving very, very large amounts of money until the hotel no longer needed the space.
I see.
Alright.
It seems like a negative business plan.
Yeah?
You get like 1,500 jewel for 3 people, or 2,000 jewel for 4 people for one night. And if the stories you're hearing are right, they've dropped millions to put their hotel here.
Yeah?
Alright. I'm gonna stop playing. And I'm gonna say, man, these people really don't like hearing banjo noises.
There seem to be a couple of people that have stopped to listen. Most people are just kind of wandering by and or going in and out of the hotel. In fact, as you're playing, you see about a dozen different people go into this hotel, and only one person will come out. But,
And when they come out, they have a beard and, like, they've aged 50 years.
oh, it actually seems to be a completely different person. It's not even one of the 12 people that went in.
So,
Or even had a baby and it grew up.
Yeah.
and their wife died at childbirth and everything.
Now you have to make it sad. I mean, shit.
Hey, I mean, it is really sad to age 50 years.
I mean, see, you guys are getting the time dilation backwards, though. You don't go in and then come out 50 years older. You go in and then come out 50 years in the future.
You're right.
So that's basically a time machine.
A very, very uncontrollable one that only goes forward.
So I could
That we know of.
That you know of, yes.
So I could stay in there and go and wait for like a year in there and come out in like 21
Probably most of the people you know would be dead.
Hear that?
This is this world's version of the back rooms.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those things.
It is more so along the lines of the reference you made last time, the Lotus Hotel from Percy Jackson.
Yeah. So yeah.
Minor spoiler, I guess, but it's not actually time traveling, it is perception altering.
I'll be damned. Alright, well, anything else, or are we ready to fly up to the fucking moon?
I have to work on my utensils, but yeah.
Your utensils?
Yeah, the utensils I have to make.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's see. What's more important? Making 3,000 jewel off some enchanted silverware. Request of the king.
That king is in a civil war. Why? What?
King's also really nice, slow.
Yeah.
What
And
did
I
you say?
had the idea to murder him.
He said, the king's in a civil war, I mean.
And I had the idea to kill him, but yet he's so nice.
I mean, that's part of why he wants you guys to fix the moon. And in fact, I think he told you this. If he didn't, it was my fault. Effectively, he thinks fixing the moon, especially if you guys allow him to pretend that he did it, will help him stop this civil war.
Oh
Yes,
no, I don't think he did. I think he just told us that he had a bunch of very unhappy followers of him.
Oh, yes, a good majority of the population in Pergrand are moon worshippers.
I see.
I gotta work on my
Unicorn thinks if he can quote unquote fix it with his mighty powers, that they will be less inclined to continue civil war against him.
That's valid. That's valid. I'll take it. I'll take it. So stop a civil war or some silverware?
Yeah, just like, I am!
They've also been fighting this war for like several years now, so
Wait.
it's not like
This
it's a
is silverware! And then, like, ends the whole world with, like, the fork in the ground.
You do have time if you guys are taking your rest day here to make one crafting check, but only one. Roll high and see if you can finish your silverware.
Make my silverware!
Fuck it. I'll roll all these dice. No, just kidding. What's your key? It's 6, right?
Yeah, it's 6.
One,
It's
two.
6, keep 3, yeah.
And 6, keep 3. And for some reason, I always want to say it's keep 4.
Explodes.
I don't know.
Ah, balls. Oh, baby. Baby, triple. Oh, yeah. So it's,
Yeah, if we were playing poker, you had 2 doubles there. It's 14 now.
and I would win. No.
No, probably not.
What do you-
14.
14. You start working on it. I will say with a 14, you managed to get all of the pieces done except for the main centerpiece, the fancy silver goblet that they want enchanted to remove poisons. You managed to finish all of the forks and the knives and some silver platters and stuff like that.
You said poisons?
Yeah.
That was what the request was. Remember, they want a set of silverware and they want the cup to be able to remove poisons from anything inside of it.
You didn't say cup. The first one you said.
I feel like he did.
No, you didn't.
It is a set of silverware and a goblet, which is a type of cup.
Okay.
You finished the silverware part. The cup is going to take some more time, especially because you're going to have to work with Abba to put the enchantment on it.
Can I just give them
You'll have to convince him to do either by paying him or convincing him that it's worthwhile.
Can I just like give him like the silverware and say, hey, pay me $2,000 and then 2,000 jewel, and then I'll get you the cup, but I'm gonna make the cup anyway, so you don't have to pay me $2,000. I'm just gonna make the cup, and then you have to pay me $30,000.
You would be aware probably this person won't want to pay for it until you're done. But I mean, you could give it a shot if you wanted to.
All right, time to give it a shot.
All right. Do you have a social skill?
No, I have a big brain. Does that help?
Not particularly. Only 1d6.
1d6.
He got a 5.
Wow.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Of the 3,000 total price, he will give you 500 now for the silverware, and the rest when you bring the cup.
All right. And then I'm gonna pay.
You already paid a whole bunch of stuff on your rent last time, if that was what you were about to do.
Well, yeah, I was gonna pay 4 more months, which is 32,000.
I mean, if you want to pay even more, you can. You paid like another 2 months last time, so that'll put you like paid out for half a year if you pay for another 4.
You know what? Let's go with 64 jewels, which would be 8 months.
Alright, hold on. Math and things. Alright. I had to do math there. Alright, you were about 3/4 of the way towards paying off your house. You still owe about 400,000 more. And then you will basically own this building. No more rent needed.
If he owns 400,000 more, he can pay that right now.
Let's go!
Do you want to just go ahead and pay off your house and be mostly broke?
Oh, he'll still have 200,000. And our hold on one sec. 200 and
I think if he still has 200,000 out of it, I don't think he deducted the 160 that he paid last time. He should only have 40,000 left.
No, I've been doing it.
Completely.
Yeah, I've been doing it for him.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it should be right.
Alright. I'm gonna change this number then to a guy owns his house. Or a guy owns his shop.
Nice, and I'll take out his rent.
And it's nice, because I've already changed it on the map here. Now, instead of having the dot on it for you renting this building, you've got this nice little blue outline. This is your building right here.
I own it.
Look at that.
I'm one step closer to communism ruling.
No.
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 I'm one step closer to owning the block. Yes.
He's gonna put in a second Hotel Dumont.
There is actually one more thing. A guy, while you're off over here working in your shop. Rook, I don't know what you're doing for the rest of the day.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
Lucky, you're in the guild, getting crunk.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea, just if like what part of town you would be in? Are you gonna hang out in the guild with Lucky? You gonna go wander around? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, I'll hang around with Lucky.
Yeah. Well then, both of you guys are here when the warded wagon of the council shows up to collect these prisoners.
I'll be right back.
And it's actually the same guy that you met the first time.
Give him a fish on a
When the ghostly lady was taken into custody.
Do we have any fish on the stick in the bar?
I mean, you could probably get Kimo to whip up something.
Xavier has requested me give him a fish on a stick, and I think Lucky would actually do that. He'd be like, "Hey, want one? Here you go."
He was becoming quite a tradition, huh? Well, and he kind of looks over and says, "Only 3?"
Yeah, only 3.
Give him a fish on a stick.
I already did.
Yeah. No.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot I'm drunk. Yeah, only 3.
Yeah, he kind of says, "Escaped or dead?"
One was already dead, now re-dead, and then these 3 escaped.
So this is actually the same guy that took her into custody from you guys the first time.
Yeah, so he would know, yeah. Right? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. The already dead one's now double dead.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
It's a tragedy, though probably better. It was unfeasible to contain her.
Yeah. Want a beer?
It's not on the job. Not on the job. Thank you, though.
That's fair. I just turn around.
Shot.
Me and Rook are just etching this guy on to take a shot.
He just kind of looks at Rook and he says, "You may not be a guild wizard yet, but you've got the attitude of one."
Yeah.
The entire bar just cheers.
Yes, the entire guild just goes up with a cheer. Pretty much everybody of legal drinking age slams a shot.
Yeah, that's about right.
If I were to hire somebody working in my shop, would you think 1,000 jewel for payment would be?
I mean, and on 1,000 jewel per how much? Or per how long?
I mean, it'd probably be better just to do like a percent, like he gets like a 20% cut from anything he does. Or if you wanted to be really nice, like a 50% cut from any job he takes. And then,
the biggest problem is going to be finding someone who knows how to do the same kind of things you do. If you want to pick up an apprentice, quote unquote, you're probably going to have to train them, and that's going to take a while.
oh my god, you're gonna abduct a kid. It's gonna be a fucking Robin thing. Hi, I'm taking you.
Oh god.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying you should abduct him.
Hi,
But
you.
from the backstory, a guy does know a kid with minor enchanting powers.
We need to do
He's
that.
probably an adult now, but like, or like he's
That
probably
was-
like
that
a
was like 2 or
teenager.
3 years ago, so he's probably like 14 now, 15.
We have to. He's like the perfect age for a Robin.
Oh shit, he is.
No.
He could be best friends with my SCP.
No.
My little gremlin.
No.
My teddy bear gremlin,
He's
who's
just-
running around on my back right now.
Who's pulling people's ears
Oh,
off.
fuck, that was the other thing I was supposed to do, was make stats for that damn thing.
Ah,
And then
yeah.
we play Then we play two characters.
I'm just going to say, for nice and ease here, eventually I will figure out,
The god dice crushes the world.
eventually I will figure out what his actual stats are. But as far as skills for now, you can basically assume that his only skill is
Pulling ears off of people.
Arc of Trees.
It's Arc of Trees.
Let's
Okay,
go.
all right. I wanna try and
Matter manipulation as the only ability that this thing has.
yeah.
Currently.
I wanna try and get him like a creator magic. Fucking to where he can just make other living things.
I mean, you would have to.
He could make a human
Probably
teddy
to
bear.
learn something like that.
Can we drop him off at classes?
I mean, theoretically, you could, whatchamacallit, do that through the Arc of Magic, but I strongly do not recommend giving the power of 2 arcs to a creature that's probably going to have a 2-pump.
Hey, it can be like All Might,
Could- Or all for one.
or for one.
It just absorbs everything. What if I dropped him off at Klaus and been like, hey, buddy, pal, amigo,
Person.
Theoretically, Klaus could give you a lot of tips and pointers about something like this.
yeah.
Your golem has a very limited ability to learn and grow without your influence. It does have a tiny bit, but not very much, you know.
Yeah, I see.
Basically, the best way to teach it anything is to learn it yourself and then infuse it into it, you know.
Oh my gosh, so I can make a lightning teddy bear?
Theoretically. I was actually thinking about having it function similarly to a laptop. Like effectively, it currently has a pool of dice. I'm thinking about just starting you at 10 dice. 10, keep 10 here. Basically, once it, I will say it can use its abilities at up to your maximum. but once it uses a number of rolled or kept dice, they are gone. So effectively, if you roll a 4 keep 4 Arc of Trees with him, he's now down to 6 keep 6 in his pool until you recharge it.
I see. That makes sense.
Hey.
Instead of him having his own magic, I will basically allow it to act as a battery for the things you can do, you know?
I have an idea. He has a golem, right?
Yes.
Can I make myself a mechanical golem with the new skill I have?
What you would call it? A mechanical golem?
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, you could, but this took Lucky, more than a week, probably 2 or 3 weeks to do. And it would probably take you roughly about the same time, depending on your rolls. You definitely don't have time to do that right now if you guys are going to the...
Alright. I'm ready to go.
I mean, theoretically, the moon has ores, correct?
Oh my god.
The
Do
moon
not-
has what?
Ores?
Do not go mining on the fucking moon, please.
Not very many, actually. The moon in real life is made of mostly very light materials. There are some, but not very many.
How about stretchable materials?
Stretchable materials?
Yes.
No.
No. Ah.
No, I mean, none that you're aware of. It's moon rocks and shit like that is mostly what's up there.
Is it possible to make anything up there stretchable?
I mean, what is your plan? What are you trying to do? And I will try and help you figure this out here. But I don't understand why you're even asking this question.
Well,
In what context do you need something to be stretchable?
like a whip or something.
I mean, now most of those you probably need to find something like that on the planet. I mean, with your magic, you could temporarily make a moon dust whip or some shit like that, but it wouldn't be like a flexible material. It would be your magic holding it in shape, you know?
Yeah, or like an arm of a mechanical golem.
As far as for jointing stuff like that, you're probably gonna either want metal links or magically hardened leather or something like that. Well, sorry, but that's probably gonna have to be a thing you work on when you get home.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go to the moon...
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this moon thing is probably gonna take you guys multiple trips up there and back. It's entirely possible that you will run out of charges on your orb and have to wait a week before you can go back to continuing to fix the moon, you know?
Okay, could I take some moon rocks back to,
I mean, you absolutely, I don't see any reason why you couldn't pick up some moon rocks and toss them in your bag or whatever once you guys are up there. So you guys going to the moon?
First, let's plan out what the fuck we're gonna do. So I know, I'll probably take the first shift holding the air, and then Haba's going to make sure that our runes are staying in place. And then
me and are going to be...
Well, it'll be quite an easy job for me. All I have to do is come back by around every 2 hours or so and make sure that they're refreshed.
Alright.
should have an oxygen.
I'll be on standby if you need me for anything else, but he kind of holds up a thick novel of some kind. I've got something to pass the time.
Ah! Man of culture right there.
He's going to sit there and read a book while you guys do the work until he needs to refresh his words or you guys need help with something.
That's fair.
I have a new invention. An audiobook. Sponsored, no, I'm kidding.
Thank you for today's sponsor, Audible. No.
I honestly, I'm telling you, I know, I hate how, shilly the ads for Audible are. We're not even big enough that anybody would ever care. But, I totally would do an ad for Audible if they would just actually let me say what I legitimately like about Audible instead of reading their shill ad, you know?
Oh, yeah. They're pretty picky when it comes to their brand.
I legitimately like Audible. I think it's a good company. And I have a lot of things I legitimately like about it, and that's not their fucking cheesy list, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that
Are
makes
you
sense.
the Audible robot like that Rick and Morty Pringles?
What are you talking about?
He's talking about the dumb Rick and Morty Pringles ad where like Morty became like a Pringles bot.
The one that I always remember as far as robots go from Rick and Morty is the butter robot. What is my purpose? You pass butter. Oh my god.
By the way, I rolled a 34 for the first air bubble.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are plenty good for a while here. It's more difficult than you expected. This wind that generates from you, you're used to being able to control it and to control its movement through the other air around. With there being no air here, it's almost like whatchamacallit, it's almost like there's a constant pressure pulling out that's like trying to pull the air away from it.
Thank you to this person.
By the way, thank you for the artist for this beautiful artwork.
As you guys transport appearing on the moon here, each of you, could I please get to make me a body save? To attempt to avoid vomiting. As for the first time ever, you are torn from the surface of the planet and proceed to not follow the twisted corkscrew spiral of the universe that you've known all your life, but travel in a straight line. Yes.
That's a 6. That's a 6.
What's your fortitude?
A 6 plus 11. I think I might. Yeah.
Alright. 17.
Yeah.
We go to 17. What else we got?
A 15. So it's a 9 plus a 10, 19 for Xavier.
Alright.
Man, that was better than you. And you had a 5 keep whatever.
Yeah, but I also rolled a 4 and a 2. Those are my 2 highest rolls.
What you got, Rick?
Nah, he's still rolling. He's the tank. Come on.
Am I?
Compared to us, yeah.
Defense harder than any of these other people.
I don't go with defense because I use my transformations to help me.
Yes. Both Lucky and a Guy, as I said, your stomach lurches. The strange sensation of, for the first time in your life, going in a truly straight line. And upon arriving on the surface of the moon, you manage to keep your air bubble up. But both of you two immediately vomit on the surface of the moon. Look, you feel the impulse, but you were able to keep your stomach under control.
And then the barf goes into space.
Yeah, I kind of like push it out out of the air bubble.
and then
It kind of drifts into low gravity before like slowly splatting into the ground.
Oh yeah, should we turn low gravity on for all the time?
Probably not a good idea.
Oh man, I forget how to do that.
I don't remember how to do that either. Your options, what is it? Physics. Gravity. Here. I'll turn gravity down a good bit here.
Yeah.
Moon gravity for the dice.
Beautiful, I love it.
I thought
Does this mean like we're canonically rolling dice now? Like before we do anything, we have to roll the dice to do it.
The dice are more of a cosmic circumstance.
Yeah.
Jump. Do you want to jump? Yeah. Roll the dice.
Right.
Oh,
So,
looks like your soul's mine.
Sit.
Yes, whatchamacallit, you guys arrive on the surface of the moon, and it is quite a surreal experience. You can look down at the planet below you, and this is probably the first time any of you have ever seen the entire world, even a map of it. And in fact, it may be a little humbling to realize that what in your guys' countries they consider the known world looks to make up about 10% of the landmass on this planet.
Oh.
It's Africa. It's Asia. It's the known world. It's North America.
The area that you guys have mapped and everything is quite a bit smaller than where there seems to be green land masses.
Should we name those land masses?
Oh yeah, we're the first people on the moon.
You don't know. You are not the first to be on the moon, though you don't necessarily know that. But this is a site that has only ever been seen by some of the most powerful wizards to live, basically.
Yeah.
Should we name the land masses?
I mean,
That's racist as fuck. You don't know if people live there.
yeah.
Oh, our version. Whatever.
I would call this New Aldasta.
And I'll call that land piece that nobody ever cares about anymore nothing.
Also, before we go, I would like to thank Reddit user Dodgy Style for the picture.
Did you find out is that who it is?
Yeah. So, thank you, Dodgy Style. Appreciate it. Your art's great.
Okay. See, I legitimately didn't find the thing. I literally grabbed it off Google Images.
Yeah, I just followed the link. It took us to a Reddit thread talking about how realistic the moon shattering, like how realistic these pictures are.
Hey, it is really
I'm
realistic.
going to go ahead and assume probably not very, but you know, this is a anime universe.
It was like a 30-page long Reddit thread. It was fucking intense.
I mean, it is
On
very...
the realism of the moon shattering, I cannot speak. As to its prevalence in anime, like, I can name you at least 3 different animes where this shit happened.
Yeah?
I mean, if sometime in the future we learn how to, like, increase gravity for the moon, we can be like, hey, moon! Ah! And it just explodes.
I definitely stole my original concept for this from Assassination Classroom.
I haven't watched that anime in forever. Holy shit.
I was going to say, if you haven't watched it, you fucking should. It's amazing.
The
It
only
is.
animes I've watched are Dragon Ball,
You should watch Assassination Classroom.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing's an anime you watched.
Hmm?
He just said Animal Crossing is an anime he's watched.
I see. You know, honestly, it would not surprise me if they had an anime at some point.
I think they had like a single episode or something
Mario.
for that. No, I think it was a movie actually. I don't know, honestly, but it's on
Mario.
YouTube.
I'm just gonna go ahead and move on.
Okay.
Alright, Moon, prepare to meet, Earth.
If I wanted to trigger the whole internet, I could say the Boondocks and Avatar: The Last Airbender are animes. At me, bro.
At me, bro.
Alright, Moon, prepare to meet Earth. And
Alright.
I can just make, like, a tiny moon. Can I, like take with me as a souvenir? It's like, I found the moon.
You could.
I found the moon.
Oh my gosh. We should have brought Diane and just shrunk the entire moon and then put it together and then resized it.
We could have done it.
Despicable me.
She is probably not powerful enough to shrink the whole moon. I mean, she'd give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. Wait, I just thought of something.
I mean, we just need all of these pieces brought back together.
I just thought.
Yeah, that is the thing here. Is there seem to be? I mean, there's quite a lot of small chunks. I would say three or four very large major chunks that need to be brought back down. So.
Alright, so what part of the moon are we on? Are we on, like, how did you...
I've placed you kind of appropriately as best I can with this image here.
Backstory.
You've come down on one of the still solid sections of the main body.
Alright, but we're on the main body. Okay. So how the hell are we gonna reach, like... I guess let's go for, like, this piece right here.
Alright, guys, watch me do my work. Eh. Can I just, like, touch the moon and make it turn into a feather? Just, like, a bunch of feathers.
So, Rook, we're relying on you.
No, I'm not actually going to do that, but, you know.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to turn the moon into a feather.
No. I wasn't. It was just a question. Like, is it possible? Just like, the moon is now a bunch of feathers floating around, and that's how the moon, and that's how the Earth got
remind you of last
rings.
time. Do you remember what happened when you tried to change an object that was too large for your powers? You only changed a small piece.
Well, yeah. But like, and that's how the Earth got rings.
That's how we end the story. With you being powerful enough to turn the entire moon into feathers, and we just slowly drift away.
Oh my.
Alright, guys.
If Xavier ever gets powerful enough to turn the moon into feathers, I promise you the campaign is going to end from some stupid shit before that.
Yeah.
I mean,
the moon would be made that ended the game long before you guys made it back to the moon.
That's fair.
Yeah, if like some dumb stuff is gonna happen because of me.
It's okay. I'm still not expecting a guy to live to the end of the campaign. Like...
Hey, what if I do?
If you do, I'm going to be very surprised.
I call this my living card. You fell into my trap card. Excuse me, Death. You're not playing in this situation.
Shush.
Okay.
Okay.
I have 2 holes.
I rolled a 34 for my air bubble. That's still up. I guess it's time to roll stuff and things.
It's time to earth.
Well, you need to use one of your actions each turn to keep the air bubble up. But you do still have one more. Like basically, you're working with half actions for anything you do here. You know. You're not in initiative, so it matters less, but effectively it will take you longer to get places and things like that than it would if you weren't keeping the air bubble up, you know?
Alright.
Yeah, so...
Let's do our very dramatic
as far as, I don't know what you're trying here, but I will say, as far as moving around and or moving objects, the lessened gravity seems to make it much easier.
Alright, well, I rolled a 24 to get us to the main mass.
You want to go to, like, this biggest chunk over here?
Yeah, and try and move it.
It will take a while, and it's quite an unsettling thing as Lucky propels you guys up and up and up and up and up and up.
Shouldn't we just be able, like, to jump and then, like, move ourselves and...
It still has gravity, buddy.
Well, I mean...
It's very lessened.
Yeah, but...
It has 1/6 gravity. We're going to go ahead and just use the Earth numbers, and I'm going to assume that this moon is about the same size as Earth's. You know?
Yeah.
No, it's bigger. It's bigger than the Earth itself. It's what it is. It's actually Earth.
Itself. Okay, gotcha.
It's actually Earth.
The moon is actually Earth.
And we're just living on the moon.
Oh.
This is
As you fly your way up here, you notice something, something interesting, I would say. Kind of inscribed on the side of this thing as you guys come up here. Kind of something like this. And there is what appears to be some sort of magic circle.
Oh my god, that's how the moon people could do their moon things.
Earth. No, Earth. We have now.
Xavier.
Now and forever, we have to call the moon Earth. And Earth
It's
is
not
now.
Earth.
It is Earth.
Wait,
Look
hold
at
on.
the picture.
Is that a
It
pentagram?
has blue pieces.
What? What?
What are you talking about?
It's blue pieces.
He's saying that this region right here is blue. Like it has blue pieces.
It's a crate. It's a crate. Don't worry about it.
Still.
Alright.
The moon is
But
Earth.
yes, you guys can come up and land on down here. This seems to be a absolutely enormous, nearly city size across, just magic circle. It seems to have been cracked here.
I mean, fuck.
Hello, magic circle.
Because if it's put together, that's a pretty big circle.
Yeah. Can I kind of like touch the end and can I sense any like residual magic energy?
Yes. Roll me the arc magic.
Can do that for you. Arc of music.
I mean, I can do the same with my Earth. Right?
If you would like to, go ahead and roll as well.
I'm not gonna roll.
So that's a 10 plus excuse me. That's a 10 plus an excuse me. Oh no, it's just a 10. Didn't I get a plus? Did I get a training bonus for Arc of Magic?
You got the one for arbitraries.
Oh, I do that every time. Okay, so that's a 10 for me. Then let me.
It's actually shockingly good for something that you learned fairly recently.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just haven't had the chance to use it yet. Although that's coming. Spoilers. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. What the fuck's Arc of Magic on your thing, Xavier?
But
It's a
yes,
60.
with a 10, you can in fact sense some residual traces of magic.
Whatever.
And they are fading, even as you sense them, but they're still there. You get the impression that at one point this contained an extraordinary amount of energy, if it is still here after having been leaking at this rate for as long as it has been.
So that's why a civil war happened. Keep 3, 2.
62.
I don't want to ruin your guys' confidence, but it's also why you were able to blow up the moon.
I mean,
Purely for this.
that plus Shark's Tooth plus so many other things. Xavier got a 16 on his Arc of Magic.
The Shark's Tooth guy was the only reason that you were able to reach the moon.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff here.
This rune, and sensing it, you would get this impression in character. The energy contained within this rune is probably why the impact was as devastating as it was.
I love that name. That is my
I
favorite.
see. So I just kind of like turn over to a guy and I'm like, so is your plan just to like punch it or what? Like how you want to do this?
The same thing we always do in problems like this. We punch it.
Okay.
And then I like do a fake punch, like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It explodes.
And you keep all dice.
Yeah, if I have my mask on.
Oh, do you have your mask on?
Yes.
I mean, you probably should. You got all the bad stuff taken off of it, so there's no reason not to use it now.
Well, yeah. So I
Hey,
have
you
it
got
all.
a 21.
21? Wait. I got a 21.
Oh my god. Sit down. I'm about to ban you from talking, I swear.
Why? Didn't I just make mine?
You strike the surface of the moon here, flexing your earth magic, and it begins to drift slightly closer, slowly.
Oh my gosh, is this just how this is gonna go? We're just gonna continually roll for like 30 minutes of of a guy just punching the moon.
I mean, it seems to be drifting. Well, so this slowly. These things are kind of in an orbital fashion here. Which is what I said.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
basically, if this is the plan for now, you guys you can roll me like 2 more, and we'll take the 3 as kind of the average and multiply.
So it's an 18. So
I
it's
don't
a
want
24.
you do this forever. You know.
Yeah, 24 and 18, and I'm exploding. So give me a sec. And a 22.
Okay. First of all, why isn't Rook helping me? Like, he also has my the Mud Awakens.
Well, Rook is kind of in reserve for air. For when I give out.
I do have my ultimate that I can use, which I made specifically for this.
Of combining.
Which one did you make specifically for this? I don't even remember.
Like, you can have 2
It
ultimates?
was the Earth Melding plus Mud Awakens one.
Oh, yeah.
Named it.
Wait, you can have more than 1 ultimate?
Put it down yet, but...
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, there it is. Yes, you do have that as an option here.
Which does bring me to, I wasn't sure which thing.
What do you mean? Oh, for that one? I mean, I would probably give it increased range, personally.
I played a game with the dice called Not Let
Earth magic, typically, to me, it seems like it should be, like, wide-ranging, you know?
Yeah. I keep forgetting I'm on push to talk, sorry.
You're fine. Yes, you do have that option, and this rock seems to be basically, as a guy is punching it, seems to be moving lower in its orbit. You guys probably all get the feeling that without some kind of intervention, this is just going to crash back into the moon at whatever random point that it hits.
I mean, there's not really much we can do about that, is there?
I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could do about that. I'm trying not to get too many speed into the DM, but...
What's the speed that it's going at right now?
It's difficult to judge in space here, but it's moving relatively slowly. But it just kind of seems to be drifting downward in kind of an orbiting arc. As this kind of almost like ring or belt of things orbit around the main body of the moon.
Let's head back to field.
Okay, I guess I could use my super to kind of try to fine-tune it back in, maybe?
And I can also use my...
Just crash it?
Yeah, I also can use my air magic to try and, like, alter course.
Yeah.
Which is a 28 for me.
What'd you say?
Could I terraform the moon?
What?
Could I terraform the moon? That's a...
I don't think you know what that means.
I know what terraform means.
So describe to me how you would go about this then, I suppose?
I'd put water in the crack.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
And then there'd be water.
You need an atmosphere and shit for that.
Is it possible to make an atmosphere? Is there like some sort of
With
magic?
either a very, very long time or somebody way better at wind magic than Lucky, maybe.
That's what the magic
This is
circle
a
was,
terrible
actually.
roll, but I got 26.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, low gravity has not been doing well to our rolls.
Oh, man.
Except me.
Alright,
Yeah, you still
but
have pretty
yes,
bad
you
rolls.
guys are able to mostly guide this chunk back in here. Kind of using, as you get closer to the ground, the other half of the rune on the ground down here. To kind of line it up. And it's not perfect. There's still some gigantic cracks in the ground and stuff like that, but you mostly you fit the triangle peg into the triangle hole.
So, what if we take his ludicrous idea of putting water in the cracks to kind of like help freeze it? So we like put water in the cracks and kind of like freeze it to make it from like going apart? Or would the gravity do that by itself? I don't know.
No.
I mean, the gravity is kind of, it's holding it in place here. Effectively, there are from a person-size scale, some pretty huge just rifts and crevasses, like around the edges, basically.
Also, I did bring JJ. So.
You didn't bring JJ?
No.
JJ's still in the hole?
With my water.
It's probably a good idea. Don't bring a fish to the moon.
With my water stuff. I didn't bring water. I'm so dumb.
That's the other problem with this plan is you guys didn't bring anybody who can actually generate their own water.
Yep.
I think Rook.
Torvald! Hey, buddy, pal, amigo.
I think Rook can. Right?
Well, he can generate blood, or can, like, right? Can't you?
I can't generate anything. I can only manipulate stuff right now.
Ah, balls. Ah, frick.
I mean, I can
You
generate whatever I want, but...
do have the Earth Maker magic. You can generate Earth.
Oh, that is true. Okay.
Generate Earth! Generate Earth!
I guess I'll just do that to fill in the cracks a little bit, or as much as I can.
Alright,
And then we can make those meteors from the moon burn.
let's see. You've got a good bit of duration on your ultimate ability here.
Our own
And
layer.
Listen, you're probably not going to be able to seal around the whole thing in one go. But at the very least, like, the area where you guys are standing at, like, you managed to seal over the area that contained this rune.
Alright.
Well, even with the rune back together, you're able to shape the earth to the pattern that it once was. Both of you guys with the Arc of Magic can tell that the magic is still leaking from it.
We need to fill in the cracks. Fill in the cracks. Fill
You
in
know,
the
I
cracks.
don't really have a good way to edit this map to bring this, like, not be here anymore.
I'm just thinking, I just have this idea in my head. Someone just put a gigantic glyph of warding on the moon just because, fuck it. And we happened to blow by accident.
Can I?
Get the next.
Now that it's back together, you guys can roll me whatever knowledge you have,
Big
or or Arc of Magic for those of you that have it, if you would like to try and discern what this thing is supposed to do.
Hold on. Can I make a census check for cheese?
For what?
For cheese?
I mean, it's your choice which one to use. You may very well, as Lucky, realize that you are not as good at reading magic directly as you are at just kind of trying to figure it out, like, mathematically or whatever, you know?
That's
Boo.
That's a 11 on sharp eye. I might
there-
re-roll with an Arc of Magic here soon, but
Is there cheese? Is there cheese?
yeah, is there
I got
cheese?
Oh no, that's a different knowledge skill.
Well,
I guess-
is there cheese?
Would the knowledge skill I rolled for the magic thing that you get, well, the one that you gave me to for Magitech, would that work for this?
Yeah, you can use that here.
Okay, that was a
Roll
17.
me big brain.
Hold on, let me explode
Wait.
3 times.
Can I roll a crafting thing?
Ah, that was a
Crafting
6.
knowledge or whatever?
I don't think that's any different from your big brain. I think they're literally the same. But yeah, you could do that instead if that's the flavor you prefer.
But one's just knowledge and the other one's crafting knowledge.
Yeah, I would say it'll slightly, I guess, change the information you get here.
Alright, can I do both? Like roll big brain and then roll crafting?
Do me one first, and I'll let you know what I know, and then I'll if you guys have other applicable skills, I'll let you check this out again. I gotta keep track of all these numbers, though. So do
Gotcha.
them one at a time, please.
Well, before... I don't know why I rolled this.
6 key.
I rolled a 41 for the air bubble, but I don't think you actually asked me to roll for the air bubble, and so I apologize.
No, I'm not gonna make you roll for the air bubble unless like something like stressful or dangerous starts happening, you know?
Oh, not ominous at all.
Oh my big brain.
I am.
But, alright, so yes, what did Xavier get? Okay, we got 17, we got an 11, and we got, what did Xavier get?
No, hold on, I need to replace
It's a
that.
6, keep 3.
It's a keep 3, it's not a
It's a
keep 4.
keep 3.
You got an 11 as well.
He got an 11 as well, okay. Alright, so yes, you, a guy, and Lucky once again, kind of stumped here, are not really sure what this is supposed to do. It seems like it's all over the place. It's way too complicated. Look, you realize the reason why it's too complicated is because this isn't one spell. This is about a dozen different spells laid over top one.
Oh, shit.
Roll me a crafting.
There seem to be procedures here for exactly what Xavier was talking about, slowly terraforming the moon with this gathered energy.
Oh!
Huh.
So
Before
we...
terraforming the
There's
moon.
one to generate a constant but thin atmosphere, another to bring the gravity more in line with comfortable moving about, another to draw in the energy from the cosmic radiation sources,
People will
and
begin.
so on and so forth.
People will begin living on the moon
Yeah, so
before
we...
they explore any other place on Earth.
There does also seem to be one specifically that looks more magically charged than the others, as if it has been activated more recently. That is a protocol for beaming stored energy back to Earth.
Oh.
Can we check and see where that's going? Like, can I roll Arc of Magic on that?
Oh, you guys know exactly where it's going. It goes to Galuna Island.
I knew it. Fucking...
You don't even need to roll for that one.
Fucking moon cultists.
We don't know why, but this is the greatest place to do our rituals.
Well, now you know why. It's because this circle points the energy there.
So that means... Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would... That would probably explain why the rest of the inhabitants, other than the chief, wanted us to not blow up the moon. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are other reasons why they probably did not want us to blow up the moon. But... I mean, that gives them a motive to kind of their very aggressiveness.
The chief was kind of a little bit crazy, and also just looking at the circle, you can tell that, like, if they knew about this at all, it's like ancient legend type stuff. Like, this has probably been here for a couple hundred years.
Oh my god, what about that, like, Tower of the Gods? We already blew up the moon, by the way, people in chat. Moon's been blown up, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, they have to fix it now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's if you wanna get the full story on that, you need to watch the episodes. Whatchamacallit?
Demonic.
We blew up the moon.
Yeah, we blew up the moon and Demonic Island Rescue.
And then for why they're here now, we took a tree to program.
Yeah. Those are the episodes you need to watch.
Or it might be the one after that. I don't remember.
No, yeah, it's the one after that, because we took a tree to Bergrand when we met Ivan. So it's the one immediately after we took a tree to Bergrand.
Oh, what was that one called?
I believe that's either the day he went insane.
Yeah, the day he went insane is what it is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I took a lot of notes. I am a smart guy. Unlike you two.
What?
Ant brains.
Ant brain? Well, according to chat, I'm smarter than Einstein. So...
I'm smarter than you.
I don't... Are you... What?
When I wrote down all the notes. Like, I got, like, 25, but...
Oh, yeah, you got...
Yeah, but the thing is you didn't keep taking notes, and now those are all old things that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Why would
And now I've been taking notes, and so technically me big brain.
Well, we both...
I mean,
I know
I'm the
a lot
biggest
more
brain.
stuff.
Anything I say just automatically becomes canon.
Yeah, technically Nick has the biggest brain here.
Yeah, but...
And if we look at just straight up mind stats here, Rook's smarter than both of us. Because I have a 6. Oh, wait, no, you have a 6. I have a... Also 6, so we're both equally smart. And then Rook, don't you have like a 7 mind?
Yeah, Rook's got a 7, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically, like, he's smarter than both of us. Rook's the smartest person here.
Once again,
I mean, he's flexing it right now, because he's the only one who actually knows what's going on with the circle.
Yeah.
You guys could try with the Arc of Magic if you wanted to give it another attempt.
Oh, I
And
wanted
if
to
you
do
have any other applicable skills or questions, feel free to ask them.
crafting.
Where do you want to roll your crap? Okay.
Just because.
You rolled pretty good, Rook. If you have, like I said, if you have any specific
Let's
questions
go.
about this circle or the operation thereof, I can probably let you know some details.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
question. How
I paid 3.
how was it supposed to work with the whole releasing of energy? Was it like a timer? Or like as
50.
soon as it gathered enough it fired?
It seems to be that particular one seems to be a two-sided circle. Effectively, when this one is always on, and then it connects when the ritual completes on the other side.
Okay, gotcha.
I got a 15 with the crafting
Hold
kit.
on. His Arc of Magic's about to be stupid.
If you guys or if you
Oh
tell
my
the
God.
rest of the party what you're seeing here,
That's a 6.
they
Hold
can
on.
they can almost certainly tell you exactly where this energy was going and how it was supposed to work because they've seen it work.
Yeah.
Alright, so hold on. A guy's Arc of Magic was ridiculous. He rolled a 28.
Boom!
That's pretty good.
That's almost Lucky's spirit health.
If only
My spirit health's 36.
That's almost your spirit health.
You're almost as off there, buddy.
8.
Mm.
Yeah, the 8 is like almost. Like 28. 8 plus 8 is 36. That's really close.
With A28, you pretty much can see most of the things that I just said as well as the different magic circles that seem to do different things. And most of them seem to be working correctly now that they've been remended. The problem that you can see with a 28 arc of magic is the flow of magic to wherever it was being stored, somewhere in the core of this moon, has been broken. The energy is now just kind of fizzing off instead of going where it was supposed
to. Can I roll Arc of Trees to see if I can sense any living people here? Or any living anything here?
Go for it.
1, 2, 3, 1,
Grass
2,
was
3.
starting to grow on a moon, and now it's like dissipating because there is no oxygen. Or carbon dioxide, for that matter.
Okay, so 1, 2,
Right?
3. And, a roll with the malicious intent. Hold on, let me get all this out of the way. 23 plus 8, 31.
31 to sense living creatures or being. You do, in fact, sense probably a lot more than you were expecting.
Hold on. I have to do a chat theory here. Maybe there's alien mice, and that's why there's no cheese on the moon.
I don't think it's that.
Damn.
But
Stop stealing cheese from your viewers, Daniel.
I'm
yes,
just reading chat.
you sense quite a few, quite a large number, in fact, of living signs that seem to be coming from, once again, the interior of the moon.
Huh. I am going to send a air message to them saying, "Hello, we come in peace. Take us to your leader."
Okay.
He finds out it's just a blade of grass. The grass is like...
Well, if
what?
my air message can even reach them, holy shit. Oh, wait, no, that's another explode. Hold on, we might have a redemption arc here. It was close. It's 31, so that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But those 2 sixes saved it.
You send an air message down through one of the still remaining cracks along the side of this chunk that you have inserted back in here. And you fairly quickly receive back a message, not on the wind, but speaking directly into your mind. That's a little cliche now, isn't it?
I send one back going, "Yeah, but I didn't know if you were going to be able to do this."
You all hear this voice in your mind.
I like how I'm just nonchalant about it. Like, I feel like Lucky's used to it at this point.
You actually recognize this voice, Lucky.
Oh my god, is it Eurus?
No.
Damn.
It is Davis.
Dave? What? He's dead! I have him marked dead! Okay, I have to unmark him dead.
You may have taken my mind and my body, but there's one thing is saying always, Geeks.
He says, so, you got roped into coming up here to fix it too, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. Please get out of my brain.
Oh, you would recognize it too. It's like you were there when you met. The only person who wouldn't recognize it would be Rook.
I don't know who
Now
Deeks.
that you, I mean, Rook was there
Locust
too.
guy.
He was just,
Locust.
technically, or quote-unquote asleep because,
per grand when we were
What
going
you
in?
call it? Girion had to leave for a little while, but you were there for that session, so like you, if you want to, could definitely know about this.
Okay, hold on.
You were gone for a little while when they actually talked to him.
Real quick, Xavier's not remembering who Davis is. That's the Locust guy who, when we were crossing into Bergrand, remember?
Oh, he died, didn't he?
Oh my god, I'm gonna smack you.
We apparently we're going through this revelation again. Yes, now that you know what to look for, you do in fact realize the many small life forms that you sensed as Locust.
How are you still alive, man?
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be my first thing is Louis said you died.
Oh my god, they sent you up here with no information at all, didn't they?
Not a damn word.
It's probably easier to show you. Come, just follow the trail, and you see like just a little trail of kind of sparkly locusts reaching up out of one of the wider like caverns.
I follow.
I do a cool thing with my daggers, like spin them around and then go bye and become a hide behind me.
Okay. That's not going to help you jump into a hole without hurting yourself, but...
Well, yeah, but I'm still...
Are we not going to ignore the fact that we're on the moon and he just jumped out of the air bubble?
Wait.
He literally just jumped out of the air bubble.
Let things be.
Did he say that he jumped out? Because
Yes.
all I heard was that he turns into a hide behind.
He turned into hide behind, said see ya, and jumped down the hole.
Hey, I'm going really fast, though, I mean...
And neither of us are fast enough to catch him with the car.
You fall down the hole. You do, in fact, leave the air bubble. Can I get you to roll me a body save? To hold your breath here.
Yeah, roll it.
If he fucking survives, I swear to God.
I mean, you are protected from the other things other than needing to breathe by Hava's enchantment.
It's a 4.
So, like, theoretically, you guys can leave this air bubble for a little while, as long as you are good at holding your breath, you know? No.
Body defense is a 4, keep 2.
But wait, if I jumped at the down,
Oh my God,
air
you
friction,
didn't.
the
Oh,
air
okay.
friction would slow me, would stop me at a certain point, and if they jumped down, they would have the same friction because they're human. Which would mean if I land on the ground, they'd land on the ground.
But I can fly with an air bubble that I can hold both Rook and Haba in that you willingly jump. This is the same thing as when you jumped out of the fucking air, fucking flying thing at 200 feet.
You keep jumping out of safety because you want to go first. But anyway, what was the save?
He got an 18.
An 18?
An 18.
Oh my god.
You have a 4, keep 2 body defense, buddy.
You take a deep breath as you jump out of this thing and begin to fall into the hole. You fall for a while and continue holding your breath. It's kind of dark. You eventually can't really see all that much. What are you guys doing?
I just sit. I just send an air message saying an idiot's coming down your way. Try not to let him die, please. Actually, screw it, whatever.
I love how you're like, you're gonna die.
Absolute stupidity of a guy.
I just look at Haba.
He's a genius. You have no fucking idea.
Well, see, the genius of it is because it always somehow works for him. And in fact, this time, you can hold your breath plenty of time, long enough to you start to see a light down as you're kind of drifting downward.
I love how
you land on the ground, taking 2 points of body damage, even in the lower gravity from this very long fall. But when you stand up, you find yourself in a bubble of normal air and gravity, and a building is in front of you. Quite a fancy-looking white stone, perhaps carved from the solid moonstone itself.
Daniel's disbelief in me was up through the roof, and then I did it.
And about a minute or a minute and a half goes by, and you guys get the message from David. Oh, I think the bastard made it.
No fucking way. No. No.
Oh God.
What? Huh?
Baby, we on Dark Star or what?
I set the DC for holding your breath long enough to make it down here at 16, and he made it.
I can believe you.
He would have eventually, like, after he passed out from oxygen deprivation, he would have flopped back into the air bubble at the bottom anyway, so, like, really there was no risk of dying from jumping into this hole. But...
Hey, but I was really lucky
I
on that one.
ground unconscious if he had rolled lower, you know?
Can I just fling him into space?
No! No!
Oh my god.
No, I don't even mean to keep encouraging this dumb shit. I always make it so hard for him to live, and then he does.
Like I said on my fishing, fishing is really hard, but I gotta break through the barrier.
If you go down at flying speed, it takes all of about 20 seconds to flying through the darkness to see the light magically lit up on this building, and a guy just kind of standing there taking deep breaths in an air bubble.
Oh my god.
Hey! You gotta go fast. You know what? You know?
I cannot tell you how much I just want to just smack you with your sheer dumb luck. Anyway, Davis, what's up?
Who's lucky? Who's lucky, man? Who's lucky now?
Yes, he appears to be standing in front of you. The Locust seems to disappear for now. He's just kind of standing at the door of this building, just kind of with a grin on his face, like looking at you guys. He says, "Oh, come on." He walks inside.
All right, I follow him.
Follow him too.
And then a guy is the last one to go.
When you guys walk inside in the very first room inside this, seems to kind of be a lobby room, a sitting room almost. There's even a clerk's desk in the corner, though there seems to be no one here other than him at the moment.
Is there
And sitting in the middle of the room on a pedestal is a very, very large air lacrima, similar to the cold ones that you saw before, but this one clearly glowing with the magic of air.
Tell me, is there a chair in here?
I'm gonna go and get a little bit more air
There's
magic.
several.
Alright, which one is the comfiest?
They kind of look like waiting room chairs. They're not, none of them look very comfy, really.
Oh. Is there a beanbag?
No.
Aw.
In what waiting room have you been in that there's a beanbag?
Oh, you know, my classroom.
That's not a waiting room.
I mean, it really is, if you think about it.
He
Most of the
proceeds to
classmates...
stroll right on past the desk and push open some double doors and just go into the hallway behind them.
Are you trying to terraform the moon?
Well, not me, but someone, yes.
How are we gonna... How are we terraforming the moon even before we explore most of Earth?
Wait, I still have a question about how you're alive. We were told you died.
Yes, through here. He leads you down a couple of hallways, and you guys walk into a room that seems to contain a whole bunch of scientific apparatus and glass tubes. And lining the walls is the quite unsettling sight of a whole bunch of empty tubes, but one is occupied, and it seems to have an exact copy of Davis inside.
Fuck.
Did you?
Quite an ingenious application of magic. If you can grow yourself a new body, well, when the old one is destroyed, your soul goes to it instead.
Oh my god, you full Metal Alchemist fuck. Alright.
Ripper.
He tests the case and he says, I hope Klaus quite a favor for this one.
Oh, for this one. I see. So how many are you on?
Oh, I'm a little bit more reckless than some of the others. I think this is 4.
Yeah.
How many do
Klaus
you
likes
have?
more than some of the others, though, so it's not as hard to get him to make them for me.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
There currently seem to only be, there's like 5 tanks in this room, and there only seem to be one, quote-unquote, extra Davis at the moment.
Wait, so this is
Oh
the
my
movie.
god, can I... Hold on.
Play Davis a song with the banjo.
Can I roll Arc of Trees on the Davis clone?
What are you gonna try and do to it?
I mean... Can I try and, like, I don't know, make it wave or something?
I suppose.
Everybody's gonna freak out and commit suicide.
As you do, his eyes gonna go wide. So I see you've been learning since I met you.
I mean, I think I knew this when I did meet you, but yeah. Definitely been practicing.
I can boot you with malicious intent.
I didn't hear what you said, Nick. What?
And I said, I didn't spot it on you then. Now I see the, he kind of points at your face. This is the barky bits.
Yeah, that's
Oh, the barky bits, eh? Well, have
Yeah,
you seen that I can boop you with malicious intent?
What?
I just kind of like waved, and I was like, he learned Arc of Magic with Ivan, and
other things.
That's quite a scary one. But
Could
I
somebody
never
throw me a
choose
rock?
for myself. You call me strange, but I like my bugs.
I like your bugs too. Could I... Hey, Rook, could you, throw me a pebble?
throws Nick through the screen.
No.
Oh. I mean, you can just make like a little pebble, you know, and just throw it to me.
I mean, you can pick up a pebble.
I mean, yeah, but that would be a great waste of my magic, wouldn't it now?
I vote we go with my plans from earlier and yeet Xavier into deep space.
No!
Yeah, let's do that.
No!
Alright, I'm rolling heavy metal black plasma.
Don't put Xavier in space, but Xavier, stop making people want to put you into space.
I'm not, I just need a little
You're
tiny
not.
pebble.
You're not,
I
as
need a
literally the other
pebble.
parts of the party are like, let's throw him in space, let's go.
You keep interrupting what's going on to do random things that have nothing to do with anything.
Oh, Lucky was showing him his magic, so I'm gonna show him my magic.
I mean, you don't have to show him every kind of magic you know.
I wasn't going to show him every time of magic I know. I was only
Sometimes I doubt that, but
gonna show him Atomic Flash. Don't tell them I don't have a funny name for this. Ah crap. man.
Yes, I mean, this is the moon. There are pebbles.
Alright, I pick up a pebble. And and roll my atomic blast.
I'm not rolling it.
Please roll it.
I'm not rolling it. Let's just keep going.
Please. Nick. Could you? It says 6 keep 1. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was 2, but I don't know. What are you trying to do?
Turn a rock into a feather.
Hey, you have a feather. Mm-hmm.
Can I turn it into water?
I have to ask, why is it always feathers? Is it just because it's the first thing that you learned?
Yeah. Also, when I was little, I was accepts with birds. So, yeah, feather, bird, feather.
But yes, you turn a rock into a feather.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna itch Lucky's nose with it.
He says, look, honestly, I would say that could be useful if you'd have more practice. I don't think you're going to be able to change a large enough area to help us out here.
No. I'd whisper to Lucky, sneeze! You know you have the feeling to.
I'm just ignoring him for the rest of the time. Anyway, I turn to Davis and I'm like, okay, so you have clones. I mean, what are you? Why are they up here?
Well, you see, the original person who built this facility, who did the magics on the vats that makes everything work right, they've been dead for quite a long time.
That doesn't explain.
They weren't exactly of the sanest mind, but their magic work, as you could see, impeccable.
What was their name?
All Might.
What was their name?
All Might.
Shit, hold on, I gotta find this. It's in my notes. Give me a second.
I dare you. I think it's Deku. It has to be Deku, okay?
And that is the wrong note sheet. That's my Saturday notes.
It's the shopping mall mimic.
Yes, it is the shopping mall mimic.
It's Uncle. It's actually Uncle.
Maybe you're getting a name.
And this is a good time
name generators.
to bring up our favorite sponsor who's not sponsoring us, Fancy Name Generators. Any person who makes a story ever, you should go check them out. They're great. We love them. You should love them too. Fantastic people. Favorite sponsor, hashtag not sponsor.
I will advertise for them even though they did not ask me to.
Yeah.
So go check them out. It's cool. And according to YouTube, no, I'm kidding.
This is on Twitch. What do you mean?
Wait. Yeah, but you know, you're probably gonna send it to YouTube as well. So according to YouTube's stats, only 1% of people have roofs. So get that fancy fake anime name generator now, so you can have a roof.
And Hannah's calling me real quick, so she's at work, so I'm going to see what she wants.
Give her a roof. Give her a roof. She needs a roof. Roof.
What you doing?
do some non-plot thing.
What?
Why, what?
What is going on?
Oh, Daniel went to go call Hannah. Hannah called Daniel. And now Daniel has Hannah? Or whatever?
You can't really do any non-plot things where we're kind of in the middle of a thing, but...
But Daniel's gone.
So I guess we'll just wait for a minute.
Nope. We do non-plot thing. Got it?
I'm gonna go get a drink, so I will be right back.
Oh!
Okay. Xavier, you gotta chill out, kid.
I do chill. I am chill.
You don't know the meaning of chill.
I do know the meaning of chill. I am pretty chill when I'm not around you guys. You should see me at school. I'm pretty chill. Pretty chill, man. Pretty chill.
Right.
I even make armpit farts.
And that counts as chill.
Yep, that counts as chill.
I see.
I'll show you what chill is. Ready? You ready? 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 You probably didn't hear that, but
I can.
yes.
I don't know why you're doing this.
I don't know why I'm doing it either, but I'm doing it.
Oh, child.
Sacrifice moon for armpit farts.
You sacrifice the moon, huh?
Yeah. The moon doesn't need to be loved anymore if it's if we have armpit farts. Yeah. Anyway, what's the difference between a roof and a wall?
I mean, what?
Nothing. They're the exact same, only one's covering the house.
Well, that's not true, though.
That is true.
No, it's not. Like, roofs have, like, way different supports and stuff like that. Like, if you just took a wall and laid it on top of your house, it would collapse.
Well, yeah, because it's not connected to the walls if you put it on top of your house.
Yeah, but it's because they're not built the same. Like,
I know physiology, okay, Nick? Let me do stuff.
physiology, huh?
Physiology.
You even know what that means?
Maybe.
What does what mean? And why do you have...
Physiology?
Put that down. No, that is no, stop that.
Huh.
He's just playing with random chords.
Hey, thank
Welcome
you.
back.
What did that mean?
Everyone is back here.
Yes.
I just heard the Discord disconnect.
Hannah's at work, and she's deciding to pop in for entertainment. She won't be speaking, but she is here.
I see. Alright. I thought I had somebody disconnected, which is why I was asking. Yes. He will tell you that the person who did all of this, his name was, I literally just wrote it down. Where the fuck did I put it? Athos.
It's.
And he was.
Can you say that and then spell that for me, please?
Athos. Athix.
Like lapis?
Athis. Athis.
Like lapis?
And,
And
Like-
he died several hundred years ago. Apparently didn't make enough copies for himself. But
that we know of.
he well, either way, he abandoned his facility, and when we found it, when Ivan found it, he decided it would be a good contingency plan for our generals. Problem is, the only person who can make the damn things is Klaus. He doesn't like most of them.
Ha! Sounds about right. Oh
Yeah, I
man.
mean, Lucky can make them now.
He kind of looks you over and says,
Probably.
maybe one day. I think you've got a ways to go, though.
Yeah, Lucky.
Not to say that you're not powerful or anything. I don't mean to be insulting, but
Oh no. I just don't like the guy.
I've been practicing this for over 100 years now.
Yeah. No offense is taken from me. I'm just glaring at a guy.
Guys, our guy is not here right now. Leave a message at the beep. Beep.
Bitch.
You know, when I'm not...
Let's head back to this creepy room, shall we? I don't think any of the others would be too happy if I showed you their rooms, but... And you will kind of start to walk out and down a different hallway, kind of leading to a more, like, lounge-type area.
I see.
And he kind of puts his fingers together. And he says, so, how are you guys going to help me fix this?
Well, I mean,
We've got skills.
I mean,
we have a certain set of skills.
Is quite helpful. I
Right.
suppose if we just did that every day for, I don't know, maybe 3 months or so, we'd be done, but...
I mean, I suppose the smaller rocks should be significantly easier to maneuver.
Or significantly harder because of the lower gravity.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, to get them back down, yes. To get them all, like, merged back together once they're down is probably going to be the hardest part. And,
We can
but
destroy them.
he has been using his bugs, which he doesn't give an explanation unless you ask, but you notice they don't seem to care too much about the not having air or anything like that.
I will very much so ask on that.
So they're not actually real, you see. And he kind of plucks one out of the air, and it kind of morphs into a little tiny ball of energy, and then he lets it go, and it turns back into a locust.
Oh my god, so you just choose to have them be locusts? They can be anything?
Well, anything relatively small.
Like, you could transform them into hornets? And, like, make everyone's days horrible?
He just kind of nods and grins. Said, I won't, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have some fun with that particular one when my powers first awakened as a kid.
That's fair.
Like, I killed that one caterpillar that I still have.
Then, only then, I could only control maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, I killed that one
And
bug.
you see him with the size of his swarm to compare it to. It was in the millions.
Yeah.
Like, I gave that fish to that
I'm
turtle.
going to hit you, child. Stop just saying random things for the sake of saying random things,
I'm
please.
not saying random things. I'm saying things that actually happened.
I mean,
I would-
what I did once again, I didn't even hear what you said, but the fact that Daniel tells me you're saying random things leads me to believe that you're just telling him about some random shit that happened before that has nothing to do with what's going on.
Yes, that is 100% what's going on. Although you did miss him earlier going in Russia. In Russia. In Russia.
No,
In
I
Russia.
I was saying Russia, just Russia, not.
Oh yes, he was just saying Russia. My bad. How dare I?
Also, why does that logo on the circle look like the Legend of Zelda's logo?
Well, it was supposed to be like half of a star, but I didn't draw it that great.
Yeah, it looks like Zelda.
I was trying to draw a star that was like cut off on one side, and it just came out kind of weird. But yes, I've been using them to bring back in some of the smaller ones and fit them into places where they seem to pack tightly. They don't have any ability to meld the stone back together, though.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. So Ivan found this place, and Ivan gave us the coordinates to the moon. Why didn't Ivan give us the coordinates to this place?
Well, he probably wasn't sure if it was still intact or not. I haven't been able to get it back, because the array that I would normally use to call for a pickup is broken as fuck.
Apologize about that.
And did that star?
Well, I mean, we do have a thing, and, like, I guess I kind of, like, nod over to Rook and see if he would show him the thing. The teleport thing.
I mean, yeah, I was.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, he shows him. Oh my god, how did you get him to let that out of his grubby old claws?
The
I
king.
mean, he just kind of gave it to me.
The king. King.
He laughs pretty deeply. Of course. Well, there's no other way he would have given it to you unless the king told him to.
King. I don't
He's
know.
probably sitting down there, ranting to himself, making a new one right now.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah.
And then the king will take it and then give it to another person. And then pretty soon Ivan will revolt against the king. Revolt.
Oh no, he would never go against the king. It's a little bit of a complicated relationship.
Is it like the person who got kidnapped, like the kidnapper? Whatever that's called. But
No,
he wasn't
Xavier.
kidnapped. But he wasn't kidnapped.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, would you like us to...
The biggest problem I'm having with these statements that you keep saying is that you keep repeating words over and over again, like, you need to make full sentences for me, child. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Have a cinnamon roll.
Oh.
No, it's good.
No.
I'll take it with you.
It says, I'm not exactly sure how they met.
They got kidnapped. They kidnapped. Ah! They
What'd
kidnapped.
you say?
He said that he kidnapped him, to which I smacked him with the stick.
No, I said he got Lay kidnapped.
No, he kind of, whatchamacallit, he says, I assure you it's nothing of the sort. They're lovers.
Are you sure about
Ha!
what?
I did not call that one.
I didn't.
That is not where I expected that one to
I
go.
heard him, but I didn't know what that word meant. What does that word mean?
It means they're gay.
I 100% did not expect that. That's dope though. I mean, like, that makes a lot of sense to the joking that they were doing. Like, those, like...
Yeah, I thought you were going to pick it up there. I was like, well, no, obvious enough. Like...
No, I mean, like, I could have... I just was not thinking in that mindset. But, like, now that makes a lot more sense in some of the jokes that they made to each other.
What jokes?
I mean, no, Xavier, but, just ignore the jokes.
I don't feel like any of them were particularly lewd or anything.
There was one that was.
What I was going for was kind of having them just talk to each other like a married couple.
Yeah, there was one joke that, and it might have just been my mind being in the gutter that day, but Yeah.
Tell me a joke that we can. No. No. Please.
Ugh.
Well, what? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well, now Xavier's gone. Don't ask where he went.
I feel like I should.
Well, he's walking back in the room right now. Don't worry.
Stay far away from Daniel.
But anyway, alright. But, he'll tell you, just by my power, I expect to have most of the chunks back down here in maybe a couple weeks.
Are we about to have like a major time skip?
That big one. I wasn't sure how I was going to move that damn thing.
Yes. Time skip.
Are we about to have like a 3-month time skip of us fixing the moon?
Hyperbolic time chamber.
That depends on whether you guys have any plans to propose to do it faster.
Yes,
Or
I
you're
will.
just going to go with his plan to just bring it down piece by piece and then meld it all back together. You know?
I think
being safe is the key here.
yeah, I think that's a very fair thing. And then with Xavier punching and us taking turns and the Locust helping out with the smaller bits.
Wait, no.
mean-
I have an idea. Ready?
Oh my god.
I will propose to the fast.
He just got down on one knee and said, "I'm going to propose to the fastness."
I don't understand.
He's trying to have a marriage proposal to the fastness.
The fastness.
The fastness.
Yes.
The god of fast.
She said.
The Speed Force rejects you.
The Speed Force rejects.
You should have had me roll for that or something. I think that would have been much better. Oh, man, my first marriage, I got dunked on. No. Aw. The next 6. No.
Alright, you guys gonna take it slow and steady here?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally.
Let's see. I have to math. I have to do math.
Do all of the maths.
Well, let's see. First, I need to figure out stuff. Alright, someone roll me these dices here. These 12 dice.
Do we keep all of them? What do they explode?
I just need the total here.
42.
Unless you want.
It's avoid having you guys have to roll power things repeatedly. I'll say
100.
it is going to take you approximately 32 days.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, God.
To get this done.
Oh God, 111.
No, I rolled a 1 on the D100.
Really?
I just roll it for fun, but like I rolled a 1 because the 10 counts as a 0.
I'm actually about to ask you to roll me, as it's going to take 41 days here.
Shit.
That is,
Shit.
that is 5 weeks, so we got a 1. I need 4 more D100s. I need to know what's going on down in the world.
A 28, so you have a 1, a 28,
Alright,
an 11,
alright. 128, 11,
35,
35,
88, another double. And a 94.
Jesus Christ!
These are all interesting stuff, except for the 35, or the
11.
35 and the 11's
Yeah,
double.
so the 35 and the 28 are kind of middling numbers there. The rest of those are...
Not good.
Alright, stuff is happening.
Stuff is indeed happening.
Stuff and things are happening.
Oh, God.
The world is now a hellscape.
In fact, on the last week, you, any of you who happen to be outside looking up, all of you will probably notice this at some point as you look at the Earth.
It's red.
7 now seems to have a very large river running down the middle of it, through the middle of the desert.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Did people just yeah, we need farmland in here.
Maybe that's the only one of those that's going to be noticeable from a space level, but...
Hey, at least now they have the what's it called? What's that Egyptian river called?
The Nile?
Yep, they have the Nile.
It seems to be just one solid river, just basically cutting the desert in half. And going into a small delta at the edge of Iceberg.
You guys seeing this?
That's a bit worrying.
Fuck.
Either erosion is happening, or science.
Or the dragon's dead.
You guys have not been here long enough for erosion to occur.
Yeah, the dragon's probably dead.
Dead dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys that one out of character.
Yes.
Yeah, Iceberg didn't buy the word of one lone Dragon Slayer sergeant.
I'm gonna.
Huh.
Well then.
Okay.
Well, see you guys later.
It seems like someone contained the energy because it is just a split and not, the whole thing exploded or turned into islands.
Well, the good thing is now they have a river.
Well, now there's another Dragon Slayer out there.
You are correct. There is somewhere another Dragon Slayer out there.
I was hoping to actually be there when the dragon died, because I knew it was going to happen, because I knew you weren't just going to, leave that be. But I wanted to be there to try and get the dragon soul.
I gave you the opportunity to kill the dragon, 2 different times.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be the one to kill the dragon. I wanted to avoid killing the dragon, but if it happened, I wanted to be there.
I could have killed the dragon.
Around the park.
By title, you could call yourself a Dragon Slayer because you did blow up one. It was too small to imbue you with magic, though.
Yeah, but I mean, God Slayer's fucking cooler term. I just wanted the dragon soul.
Boy, around these parts, we only use
you can't say that you don't want to at some point hit the trifecta: Dragon Slayer, Demon Slayer, and God Slayer.
Yes, I must. Well, that's what I want here.
You were all the titles in one.
Yeah, come on.
All the titles.
I still have to get another element so I can be comatose for a bit. Come on.
Comatose.
So, I have 6 billion ticks on me running. By the way, I need to roll an insanity thing. Shit, didn't even think about that.
What are
ticks? You were supposed to do that for when you did your senses, the mind roll.
Yeah, hold on.
Why don't you just keep a blue and a red one? Just.
I mean, the other table had them on it, but we changed the table so they weren't here.
That's a 1 added to my insanity.
Alright.
Well, when is he going to become insane like the time and make a new character?
I mean, it depends on roles and things, and choices and things.
Yeah, even when I become insane, I mean, you all still suck.
Lucky's got like 4 ticking different ways to become insane.
Yeah.
So, every time like Daniel asks me, like, can I do this thing? And I'm like, yeah, but you might go crazy. He's like, perfect.
Yeah. That's not even a joke.
You do it all the time.
I am like Crazy Train. It was written about Lucky. I mean, come on.
What happens if he learns a third arc?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure one of the cosmic people are going to try and kill me.
And what happens if you survive?
It depends on which arc and the circumstance.
Like the darkness.
Yeah, I mean, Arc of Darkness and just my reasonings. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
He's just lonely. He doesn't have time to
I mean,
spend with.
this is the one that you don't know anything about. Nobody knows anything about that. Except
You
Duncan.
could be here with us right now.
Yep, that's the famous quote that everyone likes to use. Like, you've heard it like 3 times from 3 different people, basically. Like, he could be standing right here listening to this conversation and none of us would.
Speaking of which, here he is right now. And it's actually just the devil.
I do have to talk to you about that later, out of session, Daniel, because Uncle actually knows more about him than anyone else does.
Mm.
Uncle?
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Out of all the people in this session, you choose one that's not in this session.
There's reasons for it.
You could have at least chosen
Anyway,
a guy or something. Or like
maybe I just said the wrong name. You'll never know.
Or Abhishek. Maybe.
Stop messing with things.
Abhishek never knew anything. He had like a 3 mind.
Oh, man.
Speaking of 3, how much mind did he have? I mean,
I don't know. I can check.
He probably didn't have 3 mind. I know he didn't have 3 mind.
I mean,
there's
I
Anna
think
Hot
it was like
Doge.
4 maybe, but it wasn't super hot, really.
Anna Hot Doge.
Anna Hot Doge.
Abhishek.
Had a 4 mind.
Yeah, 4. So, I mean, he wasn't like, you know, a moron, but he wasn't a genius either. Like,
Oh, yeah, duh. But.
Kidnapped boy.
Kidnapped boy.
anyway.
Hey,
Anyway.
I was the, a guy is in the opposite of Abhishek.
Stuff happens. Time passes. You reseal all of the cracks. You actually find on this piece over here, when you bring this small piece in, it kind of fits in right above where you guys are. It's actually got a staircase built into the rock that is just still intact within this chunk that is
Nice.
intended to lead down to this building.
Nice.
So, are we just gonna stop talking about that big old river over there?
Oh, I figure we'll deal with it when we come back and still yells at us for something we
I
didn't
mean,
do.
you can't really figure out what's going on until you get back.
Could I just bend the stuff from that river? Would that like freeze automatically?
From space? I don't
Yeah, I mean,
think you can.
I mean,
What are you doing?
He's trying to freeze the river from space.
No, you absolutely do not have enough range to do that.
Can I get?
You would need an ultimate ability with 5 ranks in range to reach the planet from the moon, or the moon from the planet.
Wait, Can you have more than one ultimate?
No, five is infinite. As long as you can see it, you can shoot it, is what 5 ranks in range is.
Oh, so I can shoot the Milky Way. Right?
Right.
He said I can shoot the Milky Way.
I mean, you theoretically, if your aim was good enough, from the surface of the planet, could just look up at a random star and shoot some shit with that much range, and it would keep going at the speed it goes until it eventually got there.
And then the sun will explode.
Or hit something else in the way. You know?
And then the sun will explode.
Yep, I mean, when you guys blew up the moon, you had the help of a, whatchamacallit?
Shark's Tooth, what's his name? I have his name.
The leader of the Shark's Tooth Guild, who has infinite range on his attack. And,
Kyros.
It worked.
Kyros, Shark's Tooth.
And it took slightly longer than it would have taken light, basically. It took somewhere around 9 minutes, I think, if I remember right. From the way that I timed it for your guys' blast to hit the moon from the planet.
Why did we destroy the moon?
Money. We destroyed the moon for money.
Money makes the moon... Wait. Money makes the moon disappear.
I mean, there was money, and there was at least the justification thrown around that this ritual, like to call down this power, was dangerous. But
money makes the moon go die, the moon go die, the moon go die.
The chief wanted you to blow up the moon because every time someone called energy down from it, like unlucky shit happened to their village, basically. Not the primary which of them was having to look like, you big, puny flesh bags.
Shut up. You're not puny flesh bags. I stab you with a piece of shard of ice. With my Hellzone shards.
You even have your ice magic then.
What?
Oh, no, you did. You had just gotten it.
What are you talking about?
I was about to say he didn't have his ice magic blend, but he had just gotten it from...
No. One of the
Uh,
first things I learned after,
You learned
Mimic?
Earth, Mimic, Earth, and then Water, right?
No.
Because I thought you learned...
No.
I mean, I've kind of been treating water and ice as fairly interchangeable, but...
No, we're just trying to figure out what time he learned what. Because I thought he learned
Yeah.
Earth from
He
Duba.
learned water and then earth, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I thought he learned Earth from Duba after the...
No, I
Okay.
learned Earth from Duba after that.
It gets confused because for the longest time he turned into Talavar to use water magic
Yeah.
and learning it himself. He used water magic basically from the beginning, but at the beginning it was always by turning into Talavar.
Yeah.
And being this buff boy.
You've got quite a lot of practice with it by now.
Speaking of Talavar, where is Talavar right now?
Probably on a job of some kind.
He was at the guild when you guys left, but it's been like more than a month, so you're not sure.
He's probably drowning in the water that came from...
No, the water was going through 7.
Is it...
The desert country, where the dragon was.
Does that
Oh my
mean-
god, we're gonna come back and our guild's gonna be gone. Bro, we rolled a 1. We don't know what's gonna happen when we come back.
You know what could happen? The Earth is coming.
Oh, we have to fix the Earth next.
Wait, but if the Earth explodes, the moon would float out of orbit. And eventually would pick up in either Venus, Mars, Mercury. Mercury is too hot, never mind. So is Venus, never mind.
I
Mars,
don't-
Jupiter, the Sun.
You will call me on Skype. What are you talking about?
He's just ranting until someone shuts him up.
I mean, why do you do this?
Because no one shuts him up.
When you guys get the moon back together, There still is almost like a faint gray ring that is left around the minimum. That is like the tiny little dust particles and things too small to bother gathering up without like flying through and sweeping up the clouds, you know?
Yeah.
But the moon is once again full and now has a gray ring.
Nice.
Cool. And but the probably more story relevant bit of this is that after you mended it all back together, the giant sigil still seems to be not quite working well. The connection between the core of this planet, which is still even further, much deeper down than the facility you guys went to, and this rune on the surface is tenuous at best and non-existent at worst.
Okay, just have Ivan come up here and fix it. We can travel back from the moon, travel to Pergrand, and then...
I mean, that is one of the options. That's not my problem.
We changed it. Yeah, we recharged it.
Yeah, for a week.
For a week, yeah. So we used one charge of 5.
No.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys basically just stayed up here and like went back to the or whatever. You know?
If you charge it, doesn't that?
Yeah, we charged it, so it's up to full again.
Yeah, it was. Oh, well, yeah, you guys have been here long enough, that it would be fully recharged by now. You're right. I forgot about that.
So it's we have 5 charges on it.
Once you have fixed it, Davis will say, after all this, I suppose it's not too much to ask for a lift back.
A guy turns around with a beard.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you can have a lift back.
Yes, we got you. Beard of moon dust.
You feel like it's probably better for the story, but half the time I can't hear Xavier.
Yeah.
I always hear the ridiculous stuff that he says when I go back and listen to it on the recording, but on my end, he barely comes through sometimes.
Yeah, it's better that way.
E. B. C.
Yes. With your skills here, you can effectively redial. As we said it before, I believe I said that you can redial it to any place you previously visited in one.
Nice.
Cool. Don't mind Daniel grabbing a knife.
Anyway, so we're traveling back to Pergrand?
Is that the first stop? I mean,
I guess
Rook is the de facto operator of the orb here.
I guess it's up to Rook.
I suppose we are. Boop the button.
Alright, and all of you return back to Pergrand, presumably just to the same exact coordinates that you guys had before, which is directly in front of the King's Palace, desk.
Yep.
You just gotta pop out. Can I get everybody to once again roll me a body save to not vomit?
I mean, can I roll with Arc of Trees to try and keep the material in my stomach?
Sure. I will allow you to flesh bend your own body to make the throwing up not an option right now.
Alright, and I'm doing so with malicious intent for my plus keep 3.
You're doing so with malicious intent, huh?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
You explode yourself with such a high Could you imagine that?
That was stupid. Oh, we can turn gravity back to normal now, thank God.
Yes. Here, let me turn gravity back to normal and grab the right map.
Can I water
Wait,
bend
hold
my throw up to stay in my mouth?
24, by the way.
A 24. Alright, you do not vomit, but please from me take 1 point of body damage.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wait,
Because your body really wants to, and you do not let it.
I'll just let it. I mean, what's wrong with throwing up?
Ah. Wow, we're back here. Oh my gosh, the tower. I forgot about the tower.
This map is the one with the ridiculous dice tower on it.
I
locked it so that it wouldn't fall over when I reload the map.
I'll just throw it up because nothing's gonna happen.
Well, you throw up in the king's palace. And,
No.
I think I threw up.
What you
I got a 15.
got? You guys are looking for a 20 here to not throw up as your body experiences this ridiculously inordinate violation of the laws of physics.
oh wait, hold on. Xavier can't even, me and Xavier can't even roll a 20 for our defenses. Like, that's physically not possible for us to roll.
I mean...
The max we can both roll is a 12.
Yeah, so it hits all three of you even harder this time. You do need to add your fortitude, don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I still flesh bended my vomit in.
You need some pretty good. It hits all three of you harder this time, though. The combination.
I got a 27, actually.
Okay.
Oh, let me roll for an
Can
Xavier.
I just
though.
water bend my throw up to, like, stay in my stomach?
Once again, I mean, that's similar to what Lucky did. You can go ahead and try, and if you succeed, you will probably take a small amount of body damage, but like 1 or 2
Let's
points.
keep all of them.
Plus an explode, right?
Yeah. Oh my
Ooh,
god.
You're on fire.
Oh my.
Something that isn't important to
You
the
got
story.
a 34.
Let's go.
Always when it's not important. Yes. Also, you all succeed in not throwing up. Though Lucky and a guy both seem physically injured by the prospect.
I might have internal bleeding, but it's fine, because I'll stop the
What did
internal.
you guys do to yourselves? Why are you...
You know, the good old...
From the outside, it looks like they're kind of having like some fairly severe stomach cramps as this happens.
I flesh bended the fuck out of myself.
And I let the stomach acid that was... Wait, no. I let the throw up that was in my stomach stay in my stomach.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It
Tastes
takes a
disgusting.
minute for everything to feel normal again. You guys have spent a month on 1/6 gravity. Everything feels a little bit heavy. And just kind of sluggish. Like, you keep, like, expecting to, like, bounce yourself several feet through the air with, like, a slight tap of your foot. And instead you have to, like, walk.
I don't like walking!
Hold on. I have a question for you, Nick.
God, imagine how annoying this is going to be for Davis when he gets back.
Nick, I have a question. I have been...
Yeah, for, like, 2 or 3 months.
Oh, God. I have been non-stop channeling air magic flying.
He is here with you, and he seems to be feeling it quite heavily. So, I think I'm gonna hit the gym.
Stop being annoying on purpose.
I don't like walking, so I just...
Stop being annoying on purpose.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I have a question for you, Nick. Since I was pretty much non-stop flying for a good majority of this month and a half, would it just be easier for me just to be flying for a majority of it?
That's the other thing, is that your wind magic is weird here. I'm going to option to take a perk related to this at the end when I give you guys experience.
I still have 2 experience points, so I can go ahead and take it.
Well, I mean, then go ahead. It is, but at first, it is very strange as you attempt to fly. Your magic is almost constrained to a singular line. And like the constant pressure that you had to pulling inward just to keep the air around you in the moon has made it so that here under normal pressure you just kind of instinctively exert that same force, and you launch yourself into the air quite more rapidly than you thought you were going to.
Let me go Super Saiyan plus 3 to all attacks.
I am going to give you your choice of one option. You can take one option as a tier 1 perk. Or no. Yes, a tier 1 perk for your wind magic. You can take either one of the options from the power boost tree or another range increase on top of what you already have.
You go Super Saiyan plus
If
1.
I had another range increase, that would be 4 into wind magic, right?
Yep, that is, I believe, if I'm remembering the math right, I don't have the document open right now, but somewhere in the range of 1,000 meters or so.
Yeah, so I'm at tier 4. I'm only 1 away from infinite range on my wind magic.
Could you imagine how lucky
I feel a little bit more comfortable giving it to you because honestly, wind magic is one of the least useful ones to have it on. It's more of a utility thing, allowing you to, fly, like carry more people when you fly and send messages longer and things like that.
Yeah, I also do just want to say I did slice the fuck out of the armored blimp with wind.
This is very true. I will say though, because your ultimate is specifically combining all of your shit at one time, it does not apply when you're using your ultimate because only one of the parts reaches, Or basically, you can still use wind magic stuff when you're doing your ultimate, but it does not affect your any of your other elements. Basically.
Oh, yeah, no, that's how I've been doing it for most of it, right? Or that's...
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, should I have been adding far shot to everything else? I'm so confused.
No.
Okay, good.
I was saying, it limits you from doing your combined options, your ultimate bullshit or whatever, at that ridiculous range,
Gotcha. That makes sense. So I put it under moon training.
Yeah. I mean, label it whatever you want, and then like I said, if you're going to take the far shot option, I said, yeah, with with the fact that you took it as a normal thing early on, and then the scythe, and then the moon training, that adds up to let's see. What did I say? You took it once, and then you have the scythe.
The scythe gets me 2 ranks in it, and then the...
Yeah, the scythe only gives 1. You had 2 total, so you're at 3. Right?
Okay, alright. Oh, and then that's my ultimate.
You're working your way there. Now, one day you will be able to pull off the Naruto feat where if you want to destroy the moon again, you can just slice it in half from a distance.
Oh yeah, let's go. That'll explode everything.
Hey, Nick.
One day. But yeah, you're at 3 total right now. Far shot on wind magic specifically.
Nick.
You have 1 rank of far shot for all of your magic, and 2 more for wind.
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correct. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick.
What's
Out of character. Let's say a guy just wants to take a break off of doing his little thing with his guild. If I made a new character sheet and he participated in the whole.
Yeah, I told you guys you could do that at the very beginning. Like, if you want to, you know, take a break for a while and make another, like a new guild member, basically, to come along.
Well, yes, but
You can totally do that.
But yes.
But I'm not. I think I know what you're getting at, and I'm not going to let you just spend all that time as a guy just crafting bullshit so that he comes back super overpowered. No.
No. That's not what I was gonna do. Let's say, could I, like, on the missions when we gain XP, could I, like, put that to a guy as well, or?
No. If you have a guy set out, we're going to enter the thing where, effectively, like, you're only going to get experience for the missions that, you know, a guy comes on.
Okay.
It's probably better to stick with a single character, unless, you know, you're just getting bored of a guy or whatever. Like, if you want to switch to another character, like, we could talk about it, and just, like, making a new character. But, I don't want to have you switching back and forth constantly or whatever. Or if you do, rather, you're going to end up, like, splitting your experience pretty bad, you know?
By the way, is a 10-10 100 or is it a 0?
That's 100.
Yeah, because 0 0 is 100. So if we had 2 zeros.
The D100 dice go from 1 to 100. There is no 0. The 0 is 100. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, just like ultimate a guy.
But,
I'm just thinking, like, if I, like, separated guy off to do whatever he wants, you know, and make a new character that he could, like...
I mean, because I'm a nice person, if you played another character for a while and then you wanted to bring a guy back, then I would probably give you, like, some experience to help you catch up and everything. But I'm not gonna do that if you're, like, switching back and forth, you know, every 2 sessions or something, you know?
Oh, no. I was just thinking, like, if I had a guy off for, like, 1
But
year.
we can talk about that after we're done, or whatever, you know?
Alright.
Alright, so you guys have popped back to per grand. Everyone has managed to avoid throwing up in the King's Palace lobby. Through whatever means that they deem fit. And looking around, there doesn't seem to be very much of, like, familiar faces. Except for the guy that you saw painting last time, who was painting the lion. He is now still painting a different picture, but is much closer to the, whatchamacallit, the podium than he was before.
Nice. Well,
He's still waiting on his cue time.
Oh shit. Well,
this is why so many people were annoyed when you showed up and there was like, yes, the king will see you immediately. He's got like a 3-month waiting list.
Well, currently, I assume we were just gonna walk in with Davis and be like, hey, the king unblew up the moon. And we must speak to him, because we came from the moon.
Yes, Davis walks up and much more subtly than that, simply says, is the king busy? And she's just like, oh, he's been waiting for you.
Again, why? Just skip all of the people who have been waiting for 3 months and just go with us.
We unblew up the moon.
Like, if you literally just look up, like there are like stained glass skylights in this kind of area, You just look up, like, it's very obvious from here that the moon has been fixed when it was broken before.
I just imagine just great stuff all over.
Everyone knew that you were getting close to finishing. Or everyone knew that it was getting better. The king knew you were getting close to finishing, you know?
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess, do we just walk in the hole?
Yeah. That seems to be what Davis does.
You gonna cannonball again?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright.
Xavier chooses to cannonball again. I don't know if you heard him.
I heard. What's your fortitude?
I think it's a 10. Yeah, it's a 10.
Alright, you flop him on your ass once again at the bottom, but somehow don't hurt yourself.
He's been doing Patrick's Iron Bun training.
Apparently.
Yes. In my little time.
I mean, it hurts. It's just not enough to actually deal body damage. The fall damage was equal to your fortitude.
Nice.
Huh. Anyway.
Anyway.
You find yourself once again in the kind of meadow glade. The sky overhead. And the king is there, and he just kind of is doing just like the slow clap. And it's like, that was so much faster than I thought it was going to be.
To be fair, it's a lot faster than we thought it would be too.
You don't know how much my hands hurt right now.
From you just punching.
Very, very well done. And he kind of gestures to Rook, and he says, well, you have your reward there. How fares the facilities? He says, like, looking at Davis.
So
And,
cool.
and Davis just kind of laughs. He says, you don't have to be all coy about it. Of course I showed him. How else were they supposed to spend a month up there?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool.
Were you push to talked?
Yeah.
Rip.
Crap.
It's fine. It like unbound itself for some reason. I was pressing it, but it wasn't working, so it's better now.
That's weird. Did we miss anything important?
Oh, no.
And he just kind of, the king just kind of rubs his hands together and says, well, then what if our projects? And he just kind of seems to pull out his notebook and kind of shove it towards whoever is standing the closest. I will roll randomly if you guys do, if none of you want to take it particular.
I'll go ahead and do it. Sure, why not?
Okay. He just kind of shoves this notebook into Rookie's hands, and it has a drawing of the rune that is done on the surface of the moon. Done on the paper in kind of like the fold-out fashion, where it's like 3 pages wide. And like it is like transposed just different layers of the circle. Like instead of them being all together, it's like a series of circles laid out that together, basically laid on top of each other, all make the one that you saw.
Well,
And he says, which of these are still working?
All of them. No, okay.
I mean, we know the one. At least one of them has to still be working, right?
I don't know what you're talking
Like-
about.
Because the fucking.
I'll let you talk for this one.
Okay, all right. This is weird. So,
a good number of them seem to be in functional condition.
Yes, the only ones we know that don't work.
They're not currently working, but the reason for that is because the power supply is cut off, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say, is like the thing that transmits the power is a bit fucked, but everything else is at least somewhat partially good to go.
Oh, that's not good to hear. Oh my. We're going to need quite a bit of juice to get that back going again.
Yeah, I could see that.
He just kind of seems to start thinking to himself, like he's for a moment completely forgotten that you're here, and is writing notes in a book.
Can I sit down?
Table.
Can I sit down and just kind of... By the way, I have a question. I was about to just say, like, take the, like, SCP thing out. Is this guy, like, in my head, I just envisioned me, like, literally pulling him out of my body and just setting him down.
Wait, what?
The little golem creation. How does he work? In my head, I literally just pulled him out of me and just set him down and, like, started, like, I don't know, playing with him. Like, rock, paper, scissors.
If that's how you want this to work, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why that's how I thought of it, but that's how I thought of it. So yeah, he just kind of like sticks to my skin, and then I can like throw him out like a Pokeball or some shit.
That's terrifying.
I'm going insane. I don't know what you want from me.
Lucky is terrifying. He's always been a terrifying character that has only gotten more so as time has gone on.
Like, I currently...
You seen him when he was, when we were first starting.
Yeah, I'm currently covered in bark with two, like, one wing of black fire, one wing of black lightning crackling behind me, and, like... So I think it's pretty fitting of me just, like, ripping off a part of my side to, like, put a golem on the table.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just playing patty cake with my little SCP bear.
The king seems to pay zero attention to any of this. As I said, in fact, for about, unless somebody addresses him directly, for about the next 5 or 10 minutes, he seems to have completely forgotten that you guys are here. And just seems to be writing notes and scribbling in this notebook.
Can I roll Arc of Trees to make a chessboard out of the table and then put it back?
Wait, what?
I don't know why I'm...
Hey, you're being you.
I am being you, I don't know why. I asked if I could roll Arc of Trees to create a chessboard of the table, then put it back while we're waiting.
I mean...
I'll play Rook in a game if you want to.
The table itself seems to be made of metal, so unfortunately...
I thought you said it was wood. Never mind.
Speaking
Never mind
of
then.
wood,
I will...
No. Wait. Rook can make a chess thing with his making...
I mean, I already have a chessboard, though.
Oh, you do? I would have just used your chessboard.
Yeah, I'll play it. Just like in the waiting room, you know, just playing chess.
So you guys set up a chess game, and by the time you guys get about halfway through the game, he looks up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I lost myself there for a second."
Oh, no, it's fair.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we were just waiting on you.
Yeah. I don't know who's winning. Because the storyteller did tell us. Tell us, Nick, who is winning?
Oh my gosh.
Roll me your shit, I get it. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you want to roll like that? Let's roll the 2d10s, and whoever has the higher one gets it. Is that how you want to do that, or?
Yeah.
Before for chess, I was just having you guys use a mind-based skill.
Yeah, but Rook's mind-based skill is like much higher than a guy's. So
Mine explodes. Mine
Yeah.
explodes.
I think
That's
we
the
can just.
point. Exactly. He's better at it.
Mine
Alright.
explodes.
Alright. What's your.
Like Xavier does get lucky with those explodes sometimes. It happens.
Alright, big brain.
Big
1,
brain.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, Hannah has said I'm a skinwalker.
I see. That's not a good thing.
No.
You don't want to meet a
Let's
skinwalker.
go! Let's go!
He explodes twice, of course. Ah.
Alright.
Didn't get lucky.
He did. I didn't become lucky like Lucky.
Okay, 1.
Wait.
That's 24?
2, 3. Bam. Bam. Oh no. Bam. He got a 26.
Let's go!
Damn.
A guy has a stroke of brilliance, and by making plays that no professional chess player would ever do, he just confuses you and wins somehow.
I'm completely dumbfounded.
Let's go!
Sometimes Xavier just gets ludicrously lucky with those explodes. That's why he puts it on everything.
How did he win with only 2 pieces?
He just has like a rook and a king, and he's just sweeping out everything.
Actually, I've done that before.
Oh, Uno card?
Is that a reverse Uno card?
I've done that. I've done that before, actually.
In the middle of a chess game, putting down a reverse Uno card, saying no you. Someone takes your queen, no you. Take their queen, put your queen back on the board.
No, you.
There are all kinds of like chaotic versions of chess where you can actually do shit like that. Like there are so many different like crazy things people have come up with.
Mine's Amazook. Oh wait, Amazon.
Amazon's is very simple. It's the old version. But anyway.
Man, you put so many
Why are
holes
you
in
guys
this.
overheating?
You seen this?
Yes, no shush. What's going on?
I realized that you guys have been just like across the country on the map. It's fine though.
Oh yeah.
But yes, he will basically get each of you, or he will ask each of you fairly thoroughly to go down the list and mark which of these individual circles you think were working and which ones you don't think were working.
Why are there so
I feel like we can, because of like all of the magic checks we did on him, I feel like we can do that pretty accurately.
Yes, you can do this fairly well. And then after that, he will just say, this has been quite interesting, and I hope you come back to see me sometime, though. Unless you find yourselves in the middle of a world-impacting circumstance once again, I can't promise I'll be able to let you skip the waiting line.
That's fair. I kind of just bow.
To Fiore.
Yeah, I guess let's head back home. Actually, can we stop by Ivan's Cliff so we can grab the coffin?
No, we can get that later.
You guys brought the coffin.
Yeah. We brought the coffin, you remember?
It's
here somewhere. I believe it's.
Is it in the king's thing? Is that where we had to leave it? Because we left it wherever we first used the teleport thing.
Yeah, I think when you came back, you eventually dumped it in your guest rooms that they gave you. But originally, it was just kind of sitting there.
All right, well, let's grab it because
Let's
that
grab
coffin.
it,
Yeah, that coffin comes in more handy than we had. All right. Well, now where to? To Fiore?
Yeah, Fiore.
As you're on your way out, the king says, "When on your way out, send in that dour painting bloke. He's always trying to get me to give the artist guild more money that we don't have."
Fair.
Got it.
Yeah.
We warp up, and I just kind of look over and I go, "Hey, you're up."
The dude looks very excited and like hastily just grabs his easel and is like fanning the paint that he just put on it dry as he like runs over to the thing.
Oh man,
All right,
poor
bye.
guy.
All right, let's go.
Coughing. All right, so now it's time for our favorite time to grab Rook and teleport out.
What about Haba?
Well, Hoppa's with us.
I'm assuming that you guys you're all gonna do the friendship circle here and teleport back.
Yeah. This time, just
Like
minus
One
Davis.
Piece, like One Piece. Where they
Yeah,
go-
minus Davis. He seems to have part of the way through the conversation with the king disappeared, probably off to rest somewhere.
That's fair. Alright, so I guess let's teleport back, and do we want to start working on the blimp now? Unless we get back to Fiore and everything's fucked. Working on our magic flying blimp that we acquired from the Dark Guild.
I mean,
I'm having difficulty finding with that. Are you going straight back to Ishora here?
Yes, I believe so.
Roll
You hop
100s.
back in.
Roll
I
D100s. Let's go.
haven't properly dialed the device and landing in the courtyard in front of the guild.
Nice.
Could we like? I know I gotta do some crafting checks for the.
So what did you say? You cut out, Daniel, when you said what were you going to try and do here?
Do we want to try and fix the blimp? Like, I'm assuming we can move... Yeah, we can move into the blimp. I'm assuming we probably moved it into, like, this area in the training ground.
Yeah, it's where my house is.
Yeah, we could probably put it, like, right next to your house so we're not quite in the training ground.
Yeah. Every
Or-
time I get up, I'm like, my
Either
blimp.
right next to the hole or right on top of the shop.
Yeah, I was saying to pull the Mad Lad move and just put it on top of the guild house.
Steel would kill us.
And then the thing breaks and the blimp falls into the guild.
Yeah.
KO! We're wanted in every state. Or
So, pretty much immediately upon arriving back here, you guys are talking about this, then Rogue just hits the button. This simple skip a few hundred miles is nothing compared to the true nausea-inducing experience of going to the moon.
Yeah.
You guys are fairly used to it by now. And you kind of pop out and you see that like most of the damage by the harpoons and stuff has been repaired, and so on and so forth. But there seems to just kind of be a somber a somber tone
Who died?
spread throughout the town.
Who died?
Who are you
Were
at?
you dead all along?
I just kind of like open up the guild hall and I just kind of like wave hi to everybody.
And they seem less downbeaten by this than the normal civilians do. You kind of get the normal hurrah of cheers. Televar stands up. Says, "You actually fucking did it. You fixed the moon."
And we blew it up. I mean, we're pretty on par with our record here.
Like, they seem to very much want to talk about it. There's not really all that much interesting to say as far as what happened.
All right. Well, I asked where Steel is.
And I,
He's sitting at the bar.
Ah.
Having a drink. He seems to be a little bit more dour than the rest of the guild, but that's not abnormal.
and
Yeah.
and I asked him if there's anybody who wants to do blacksmithing.
Oh, okay. I don't think Steele would be the one to ask for that, though. But I don't know who. Like, probably ask one of the
Well, I
other.
mean, he probably knows.
He probably does, yeah.
People in the town.
What are you talking about?
Xavier's waiting to look for his apprentice.
Or somebody who does already know everything.
That he can hire on.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably want to put up, like, some help wanted things, not in the guild for the kind of work you guys do, but necessarily,
But yeah, but I'm asking.
like, in the town, like, in the normal bars and stuff, you know?
Well, yeah, but I'm asking, like, Steele to see if he knows anybody who has.
I don't know of anybody specifically that has got the type of talent that you're looking for. I mean, I'm sure the town's other blacksmiths have their apprentices and stuff, but I never really looked into how that kind of thing is selected or chosen. I don't know how they find them. He just kind of shrugs.
Okay. Well, plan B.
Time to go kidnap a kid.
No.
I thought Plan B was Robin.
No.
Oh.
I wasn't good. I told you I'm not gonna kidnap a kid and make a federal crime. I'm just gonna run to my thing, to my building, and I'm gonna make a sign that says, "Hiring apprentice. Please come. I need somebody to work."
Okay. You're just gonna put it on the outside of your shop.
Yeah, and then.
Is there a way, Nick, that I could set up like an error message to be? Why are we back at the world map?
Don't worry about it. I have some stuff in a minute, but go ahead.
Okay. Alright. Seems legit.
I have to draw the new river onto 7.
I see. Okay. What? Fudge. What was I saying? What was I saying?
You're saying, is it possible to send
Oh!
a message?
Is it possible to get, like, have an error message ready to be sent so when, like, people want to do that, like, it's an error message, I'll always find it way back to me that I could just give to a guy. So, like, when he gets, like, a job application.
You would probably want to work with a guy to make some kind of magical thingy, but you could do something like that, you know?
Yeah, and that way you could actually know when you got someone, and they could send it back, and, you know?
Yeah.
I figured that'd be cool. And that'd be kind of like, yeah. Cool.
And I could teach somebody how to blacksmith, and that's how I'm gonna be off for a year, just teaching somebody how to blacksmith.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then I can explain why I'm gone.
I need to go to the bathroom though real quick, so I will be right back.
Alright. Alright, Nick, let's talk character sheet.
Not yet.
Aw.
Uh,
I have everything I have for him in my what I want to do for him.
so I'll talk to you about it once we're done here. For the moment, I need to go use the bathroom, so I shall return.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm gonna get another drink too, so I will also
Jesus
be
Christ, everybody. You know what?
Okay, I'm back. Alright, so what we... the Grek god.
Ah, god dang.
Alright, so what are we up
So,
to? We have a couple
Heffa.
different things. Fine, Hephaestus.
Hephaestus?
Yes, Hephaestus.
Hephaestus. That sounds
Yes.
like a great name for my character.
I see.
Yes, my character is going to be fine.
I am back.
I am also back. So, is everyone here?
No.
No, we don't have...
No, Gary is getting a drink.
Ah.
I'm still tracing some stuff on
The
here,
deity of
but
Asia.
kind of trying to get whatchamacallit. You aside, Lucky, as the one who is a member of the guild who we trust and who is not always a moron. He will tell you that while you were gone, wars broke out.
Oh! Oh! Is that what the one roll was?
Yeah, I thought I told you this before, but yes, rolling a 1 was what I was waiting for the trigger.
For the trade war?
The start of the second trade war.
I am back.
What's the trade war?
Welcome. I accidentally triggered the second trade war.
What's the trade war?
I mean,
How'd you do that?
What's the trade war?
Do this one. This was just a world event that was coming.
What's the trade war?
He's about to explain. Give him a second.
Hold on, I'm drawing in things here. The first trade war, you guys would probably be aware of, was effectively this world's World War I. The trade war.
So does that mean we get to drop...
It basically was the war that set up the current standing alliances that exist.
Yeah.
I've outlined one side of the alliance here. Now I have to grab another color for the other side.
Oh,
I'm guessing this is going to be Iceberg, Bellum, per grand.
Iceberg, Bellum, and Desertio down here. Pergram so far is staying out of it.
And I'm assuming Fiore is as well.
Allies with
Fiore,
Iceberg,
probably.
but they are not getting involved in a worldwide war at the moment here.
But Fiore is staying out of it, right? As well?
So far, they have not chosen a side either.
Oh. So are they just attacking them from time to time, or is it just they're not attacking them?
I have a question.
Seem to have been kicked off
by the Earth Dragon
from
Queen.
a powerful group of wizards from Iceberg. Busted into 7 and against the treaty that had just been made, being upheld by a dragon slayer from 7, was violated and effectively they're not too happy about it. But it seems to be more than just that, a long brewing circumstance here.
What about Sin and Eka? Are they?
They're probably staying out. Same with Minstrel and Kyle.
These ones down here and Sin so far are not involved.
Even Mini?
The rumors as far as as far as Steel will tell you, there are rumors that Bellum is attempting to buy mercenaries from Sin and Enka down.
And I'm guessing Minstrel's probably not too happy having Joya and Desertio both on their border.
No, like they're a country that very much wants to stay neutral, and they have got both sides on their thing. They've kind of taken up a defensive position where they have to like defend this border to stop like soldiers sneaking through their fucking shit into enemy territory and like implicating them.
Yeah.
So Minstrel is on both sides?
They're kind of taking a neutral defensive stance versus both.
Yeah, they've kind of...
Fiore is
not being.
probably would mostly lean towards their siding with their nearby neighbors, but they have not made any decisions as of yet.
Yeah.
I mean, being on the same side as Stella is pretty damn good. I mean, Stella's a good one, but also that would mean going up against potentially Per Grand and Iceberg, which both have like well-established armies.
Yes, Iceberg and Per Grand have some of the highest populations.
Yeah.
I mean, so far Per Grand is not staying out of it. In fact, when you were there, it didn't even seem like it was on the King's dossier of things to worry about. Like,
what is that big sea monster?
Oh, that's George. We don't want to fight George. George is a rank 100 monster, and he will kill us.
it's just been on the map since the beginning of Steam Art.
Yeah, it's just art on the map. Unless.
I mean, you guys have never been out that way. You don't know what's over there.
George exists!
Maybe.
I was always wondering about the sea monster.
we could establish new populations on the other side of the world, if there is.
Yeah, I mean, we could just venture out from the top of Per Grand, like literally just at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just head on out into there and see what the hell else is up there.
See, that's where we find the Ark of Darkness.
Yeah, probably. Where nobody can see him. And maybe heavenly bodies.
Yeah, we just find the rest of the arcs actually out here in this area. Actually, no, I think Ark of Heavenly Bodies is going to be in the Tower of the Gods area that, like, always seems to leave in this area, Fiore.
Like Iceland up there or whatever.
I mean, you haven't been down there to check.
So.
I mean, I think they'd be up there, like up there, where nobody is because.
I mean, we don't know if no one's up there actually.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Okay, anyway.
So, you guys know.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
I would like to know, Weather Boy. Pancakes.
This map, this is the one that you're familiar with here. This is a map drawn by someone from Fjord.
Ah. So there's an entire world that we don't know about. This is gonna be one day we're gonna open up the session and he's gonna be like, yeah, so 6 other nations have joined the second trade war and you know none of them, and actually some of them are trying to dock in Fiore and you have to figure that out. Good luck.
You do have only a relatively short sea crossing to mostly unknown territory.
Yeah.
We should be like the first people to colonize on the other side of the world.
I'm assuming.
New Fiore.
I'm assuming there's.
You keep assuming that there's not already people in these places.
Well, yes, but Columbus. Tomato.
Oh my god.
Tomato.
Columbus. Anyway.
Yeah. Alright, yeah.
Anyone, actually, like, seaboard people, I mean, 7 now has, like, a gigantic river running through the middle of it. Although, I guess it doesn't really affect much unless people dig trenches out to, like, Northern and Southern Crossing. Well, Southern Crossing actually already has a way, like, up to here, up to the first wall.
Yeah, I mean, they can swim under the river.
How has this affected their climate? This is this is now a river in the middle of a giant, like, what used to be a harsh desert.
I'm going to once again tell you haven't been there to find out.
I know, but I have so many questions. I have to write all this down. Give me a second.
Me too! I don't have my phone on me.
Things have happened.
Othos,
the god of death.
Alright.
We should meet him at some point.
Heffa.
Probably when you die. And we have to go reincarnate you.
and I'll be I'll be serious.
You'll be serious when you come back?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Actually, next character I'm gonna make it serious.
Consider switching to another character, so.
Wait.
7 new river, question mark. Trade war. I have a lot of shit to talk about.
Your mom gay?
The other arcs.
You've got a to-do list of things to track down next.
Magic blimp. To fix.
Your mom gay?
So we probably want to avoid, I'm guessing,
Bosco and...
avoid this region of the map, which gives us time to actually, for now, go into, like, I don't know, try and visit Cal-Elum, try and track down, like, the fire.
There's some war going on over there.
There's a war going
Why is there war going everywhere?
Out there.
War is everywhere, I'm telling you. War
Yeah,
is
but,
everywhere.
like, we could go to Cal-Elum, and, I mean, I don't know, track down, like, the Fire Dragon King or something, talk to him, because he should be reincarnated at any point.
I never really got the chance to. Listen, I want to do a backstory thing with you at some point here. But that's where you met Steel, was the first trade war.
Oh, yeah. With the demon. I remember. I know.
Yep.
We talked about this. Me, Kima,
I
Haba,
met
and
a
Steel.
monkey.
We were the 4 people who saved, like, 12 other people who almost died.
I met a ghost
It
monkey.
was mages from Joya here that summoned that demon, which now seems to be on the opposite side of what they were the last time.
Interesting.
It would be nice having a character. That would be very important.
Interesting.
Last time they were basically on the side of these guys over here, and this time, from what you're hearing at least, they have joined the alliance here. The last time also included Fiore, but they've not gotten involved yet.
Because you don't want to.
We're backing out until we get attacked.
Yeah, and then we'll be picking sides like Pergande.
Pergande. Probably not Pergande.
Pergande will absolutely destroy.
Can we join Steel in his meeting to Clovertown? His next meeting to Clovertown?
Yep. I mean, they're probably holding meetings pretty frequently.
Yeah, probably.
For the next good while. You guys could join and sit in. They don't allow anybody but the guild masters in the actual council room, but they have basically lachroma screens that are basically flat screen TVs that everyone else who came along can see what's going on in the next room over, basically.
Could Rook go in as a representative of Stella?
You know what? If Rook is okay with it, Steel might be able to spin that.
I mean, I could.
And then I could turn into a hide behind and be his.
Rook doesn't really give a shit about Stella, but he could.
Yeah, but this is her information gain, Gary, and come on.
I mean,
You cut out Nick.
that you guys will be able to see everything that happens, but none of you will particularly be in a position to speak up.
Yeah, so Rook is now in a position to speak up if he's there as a representative of Stella. Watch there already be representative Stella there and it backfires on us.
I will just have to kill them then, I guess.
Yeah. Gary, I hope you learn Arc of Darkness so you can just be the world's best assassin.
I can't decide on whether I want the heavenly bodies, darkness, or both of them.
That's fair.
I'm thinking of going for the darkness, so I can just like whatever's going on, I
Loki's
can just
going
like.
apparently just to keep wearing them until he either goes insane or collects them all.
Yeah.
And then when he corrects them all, he's gonna be the god. And then all the arcs just go into him, and then he is back together again.
Oh my gosh, I am the original, like, entirety of all the arcs. I just don't know it yet.
Yeah, you're like the
Yeah.
last arc, like the arc of lightning.
I'm
The
like,
arc of light. Like the arc of light. That is who you are.
I am like the pure vessel. Like I have to go collect them all, just to kind of become whole again.
Yeah, and then wait, you're the arc of light.
Which is
like,
how I survived that demon fight.
Nick
Just a
is
crazy
just like.
person who keeps claiming way too much magic power that shouldn't be there in his body.
Yes, that's the actual reason, but I'm allowed to have fan theories. Cool.
Nick is just gonna be like one day, you wake up with a lot of power, you learn one new skill, arc of light. Good job, you figured out that you were a part of somebody. Good job.
The Arc of Trees is already the Arc of Life.
Yeah.
No, light.
Not light.
Light.
Like,
Oh,
Light.
light.
Light. Just have the, like, darkness, but light. Eh.
Oh.
Eh.
But anyway.
Alright, I'm guessing we're gonna...
So what is first on your guys' long list of things to do / investigate?
all right, let me run through the stuff that we have. We have a Dark Guild in Fiore, which is basically hunting down Steel's father. The checking out the river in 7, which
I think you got that one backwards. There was a Dark Guild in Fiore. You caught most of them. The only one left is Steel's father.
yes, that's what I meant. We have an entire town's pants that gone missing that we could investigate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Northern crossing being moved 12 feet to the left, which would also go in and checking the climate of the new river in 7.
I'd say we just stay away from anything that has any wars.
Yeah, learning about the trade war and visiting Clovertown for a guild meeting. Trying to find the other arcs, which currently we have no new leads and only speculations.
I'm gonna be right back.
Working on the Magic Blimp and the Hotel Dumont.
I'm pretty sure that Ivan told you the Arc of Embodiment last time you saw him was somewhere out in the islands, but that was a while ago.
Somewhere out in the islands, like Kalalam, because that's
these somewhere in this island chain here, basically.
that sounds like a fun next step. Because I've been wanting to go out to Kalalam anyway for the Fire Dragon King.
That's your current lead on the arcs, is somewhere out there in there. And yes, you can also learn about what happened with the Fire Dragon King out there.
So what do you think, Garion? We'll get Xavier's point of view once he comes back.
Oop.
Xavier, what do you think about going to find the Arc of Embodiment and the Fire Dragon King in Kalalam?
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah.
I mean, because we kind of...
So
You
keep
and I,
comparing
Xavier,
the
should talk
countries
about
that are
that.
looking for you and the ones that are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we focus on the blimp first.
And there's a island right there.
Yeah, and if we focus on the blimp first, that means we can like take a good healthy stock
Or I
of
can
stuff.
just surf you over there.
Or we could fly over there. I mean, we have multiple ways
Yeah.
of transportation. Or we could teleport over there if Rook finds out the combination. I mean, there's a lot of things. I just want this blimp.
Teleporting to a place that you've never been to is a little bit risky because, you might phase into a wall or something. Unless you just, teleport yourself 200 feet up in the air and then catch yourselves.
Which will have to have a really high roll, as you can see by me.
Oh, are you talking about falling to your death? Well, the difference is
I
me and
did
Rook
die.
can both fly. So
I can fly.
yeah, but you didn't.
I mean, yeah.
And you had the choice to become a bird. But
In reality, I could bend clouds.
It worked out because then you were unconscious for the week that you didn't show up. Just really cool. All the ridiculous stuff that he does somehow just works out.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's like not even always works out for him, but just works out in general.
You know, I think it's funny the fact that the four smaller countries are fighting against like three of the bigger countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's next? Purgante is just gonna be the one to expand their country outwards.
Well, how do you think they got so big?
Well, yes, but you know, like outwards into like the gray area, and then it's all gonna be Purgante.
I mean, originally the Burgundian Kingdom was like this area right here. That's basically what they've been doing, is just going out more and more this way for like hundreds of years.
They can just do that. They can just go up everywhere, right? Because
I mean, as far as you're aware, like even if there are people living up here, like they don't have like a government or anything.
yeah, so they can definitely take everything over and just be like, this is owned by us now. Goodbye. And then just buy everybody there for never mind. Let's get back to the
But yes, so you guys are gonna head to the islands, I suppose. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, and do we wanna try and get the blimp up and running,
No.
take the flying coffin down?
I think getting the blimp running first should help us with other things in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Rook and Xavier, you guys can each roll me a magical crafting check to kind of fix up this blimp. Like, it's mostly in working condition. The biggest problem is that you put a big giant hole in the side of it.
Y'all are gonna
What
get
would
1d6,
that
aren't you? Since you
You whatever, like, the new one, I don't know if you've come up with a name for it yet.
I have it.
Or you know, I could throw you
He
guys.
he has his own crafting skill.
Yeah, I could throw you guys like a hammer or something.
But yes, each of you guys who has a skill for this, Rook's is a knowledge and Guy's is an actual crafting. But roll me one of
I
those.
got 18.
He got also an 18.
So
That's
32.
the highest I can roll right now for that skill.
36. Let's go.
Well,
With my help.
in a matter of just a day or two, you guys are able to mend back together the large slash into the thing, or in the side of the thing that Lucky put into it.
Alright,
And
now
then
we have to find
you can also spend, maybe another couple hours basically figuring out how this thing works.
Alright, to Kalim.
I figured Rook's gonna be the driver because he is already the owner of the magical.
I kind of know how to do this stuff.
But
Yeah. But
I
he's
mean-
from Stella, the home of the magic tech things.
Yeah.
Oh, Rook. I thought you said
But
Lucky. I'm like,
it's
whoa, whoa, whoa.
probably safest for you to drive.
Can I? Okay, hold on. Give me a sec. I'm rolling Arc of Trees to make a special holder for the teleportation orb thing.
I'll tell you right now.
Just literally like a pedestal. Hold on.
Okay, you're making yourself a fancy pedestal out of like some wood or something.
Yeah, because I want to eventually. Hold on, I need to get that rid of. I want to eventually get it to where that's part of the blimp, and we can just like everyone on the blimp. We basically have like hyper speed. That's a 30, by the way.
Alright. Yes, it is exquisite, quite well crafted. A still living tree, almost a fully grown like bonsai in a pot, shaped to perfectly hold this orb.
Look at me. I'm in here for all your home design needs.
You should have a business.
But yes, I mean, you could theoretically integrate this so that the orb could teleport the whole blimp and people on it, that would probably require many successive both magical crafting and Arc of Magic checks.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not thinking it's gonna take anytime soon, but like a travel project while we're just flying the blimp.
Fair. And do keep in mind your motion sickness has not gone away. Whenever you are standing on this blimp, you're taking a -4.
That's fair. I'll take that.
Why don't you not stand on the blimp?
Though, just by the virtue of scaling here, like, it impacts you significantly less than it used to. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you still feel sick, but, like, a -4 is not that big of a deal anymore. You know?
Yep.
Especially with your keep 8. Can I have
Oh, I didn't even add the +8. Yeah, it's a 38, not a... I forgot to add the +8. I forget. It's a 38 that I rolled.
I mean, you're making a fancy living with pedestal. It is...
Yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know.
No.
Yes.
I just gave the child more sugar. He's been given a cinnamon roll.
It's a good idea, of course.
It's okay. We're going to be taking him to Margaret soon.
How, say, that is a good question, is how long is everyone good for here?
I'm getting a little tired, so whenever you guys are ready to get off, I think I am.
I think this is a relatively good place to leave off. Our anime oil painting for this evening is with the ship having been repaired, you guys setting sail with the newly repainted blimp. I'm assuming you removed the Gorgon tongue symbol and replaced it with either your own guild or something else.
Let's make it a really stupid symbol.
Hold on, let's make, like...
Whatever you guys decide to put under your blimp, it is flying off into the distance, heading towards the islands.
We should have Mother Eye on one side, and then whatever Rook wants on the other.
And on the back is balls.
No. You 12-year-old.
What did he say?
He wanted, like, the hanging balls thing from the tailgate. I told him no, because he's a 12-year-old.
No. Do you have a picture of one?
Oh, just a picture of him. Even better. No, you 12-year-old. Stop.
What? You make jokes about that all the time, so...
I'm just saying, I'm a fully grown adult, and if I saw a blimp with truck nuts, I would laugh my ass off.
I would, too.
I would feel like a jackass if I was the one driving it, though.
Yeah, I'm just like, we're the one driving it.
Why?
Why are we the ones driving it?
No. Why would we feel
Because it's dumb.
Yeah?
Because maturity, that's why. Even though we lack it in most times.
But yes,
We lack it all the time.
this is your homework for next time, is figure out what's on the side of the blimp.
Alright.
You got it.
Balls.
We each can put one thing.
Yes, you get the front.
Victim.
You get the front. Steel gets the side.
Oh, yeah.
Brooke gets the side, and I get the back.
Alright. That's fair.
I'm gonna have to make blimp stats now.
That's fair. I just want to make it, like, whenever, I don't know, we need to make this blimp immortal. Like, constantly making it.
If I use the stats I was using before when it was an enemy blimp, then it has 0 mind, 0 spirit, 10 bot.
We can
We
bump
can
that.
also
You know.
cover it in wards ourselves, or hire someone to do that, like Haba,
Yeah.
for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, Haba's on the blimp with us, so...
I mean, if you wanted to take him with you, he will continue to come along.
Oh, I just assumed he's part of the party now. Like,
Okay. let's say, earlier on in this campaign, you guys were like switching out who you brought with you pretty frequently.
Yeah,
So,
but Haba's a badass, so Haba.
And we have
yeah, he's like a part of our little menagerie now.
Yeah. We took him to the moon. Come on. He's part.
He's with us.
We have adopted Haba. Ignore the fact that we left him. That never happened.
We were, yeah.
It was a dark time for us, okay? Mommy had a little bit too much to drink.
Everything fell to shit, and then you guys pushed the button. You got to the other side, you're like, wait, where's Haba?
And then Haba, like a badass, saved the day.
Yeah, so what I want you to know is you hadn't healed him, he probably would have died.
Yeah, that's why my first thing I did when you're like, oh yeah, he's throwing blood, and I'm like, okay, alright. That makes sense why he hasn't used his ultimate, though.
Yes, his ultimate, I can tell you now, because you've seen it, the way it works is it is blood runes. He can accelerate the time that it would normally take him to cast an enchantment by spending 1 body HP per round it would take.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And he was just throwing out repeated, like, defensive wounds, like, at instant speed.
Oh, also, you know what I just realized? I haven't been taking any, like, delayed damage from using my ultimate yet.
That is fair. I mean, you guys didn't really get into any fights up on the moon, and you can only do it once per day, so it wouldn't have been much of an
There
issue.
was that plasma globe I did, though, for...
Yes, I forgot about that. So basically, on the day that you guys took to rest after that fight, like, you would have been, like, down that HP, like, they would have been beat up yourself, you know?
I see. How does the plasma globe work?
Anyway, so it wouldn't have really affected anything, you know?
How does the plasma globe work, if I may ask?
Oh, okay, so I scatter water droplets into the air all around me in a 20-foot burst using the Mud Awakens, and then use your heavy metal black plasma to connect each one of them with a stream of electricity.
I
So
love
it looked
that.
like a living plasma globe.
I cannot tell you how much I love that.
His ultimate is scary. It is the ability to combine 2 powers, and then or like for a fairly short time, and basically what I had him do is instead of choosing all of his special boosts at once, like he had like 2 slots left. I told him, like, spend 2 slots, and you can have 1 free slot that you can decide, like, when you make the combo. So, depending on what 2 things he combines, he has, a different, like, final bonus slot, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my lightning globe has a 20-foot burst, my flaming blood has a added condition wounded, which we're on fire, you know. I have it's pretty much hold person from D&D.
Yeah.
I have one that I don't really even know what it does. It's kind of wrote it for plot purposes, but it's like the whole Mud Awakens plus Earthmaker magic. It's super earthbending, I guess.
Super earthbending.
And I have complete mind control.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I have it combines the blood magic with mind control, and it's like kind of like puppeteering someone a little bit.
So you can have more than 1 ultimate?
Yeah, basically because his thing is combined.
And body at the same time.
Yeah.
So his ultimate, like he said, is he takes 2 of his copied abilities and merges them into 1 super ability. And that's how his ultimate functions, which is how he can like have pseudo multiple ultimates, you know.
If I lose one of those
Save this
abilities,
for
I
tomorrow.
You guys can learn more ultimate abilities. Like, you just have to spend the points to do that, too. Like,
yeah, I don't think I'll know.
ultimate is just means it's a one-time per day ability. That's basically all that means, you know?
Yeah.
And you've already got two. You've got the one that you stole, the Aether Melding, and you've got your actual one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's...
I'm glad melding is actually an ultimate because that's kind of cool.
I mean, it is a once per day ability. If you see, I actually edited it on your sheet, like, last night while I was super drunk to get the proper things, you know?
He said... Wait. Oh, no,
Now
you said
that-
yesterday morning. Yeah, it was at like 9:30 that he sent me the text that he did all this.
Now that the session is done.
Oh, hold on. What experience do we get, by the way?
Oh yeah.
How much for 3 months of fixing the moon experience do we get?
It may sound meager, but I'm going to give you the same as I normally do, 4 points.
What?
There's a war coming on. Come on.
Give us like.
It is not experience per time spent. It's experience per story goal achieved. Come on.
Ah,
We achieved 2 scoring goals.
we did?
Right?
Did we? I don't think we did.
Story goal to achieve.
Yeah, explain the 2 ones we did. We fixed the moon and what else?
If you can
Found
justify this
Davis.
well enough, I might give you a little bit more. Well, what you got? What did
Well-
you do that was significant for a guy or for the party?
Well, we fixed the moon, obviously.
Yeah,
And then
that's the obvious one. What else?
we found Davis, and we thought he was dead. And we found something important about that.
We found the facility.
Yeah, we found
We
that
didn't-
people were terraforming the moon. And
I honestly don't know where else you're going with this. I mean, we sent the 2 guys to Crocus, to the prison.
yeah,
I mean, I don't see where you're going with the second one.
we did a lot of important story stuff on this.
I guess we just wrapped up a lot of loose ends today.
Yeah.
Not
You
so
know,
much.
I'll give you half points for that explanation. You can take 6 for that.
Hey,
Alright, now go to mine. Alright. Oh, I also get 8.
or have 8 total.
Yeah, 8 total. Let's see.
All right, we'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
For the moment being, let's try and wrap up today. This is actually about 2 hours shorter than last time's. However, we did do a lot more, I feel like. So,
yeah, I mean, last time we ran pretty late. I think we ran until almost a little bit after 10 your guys'
That's like
time.
almost 11, yeah.
yeah,
Did we
we
get back to 11?
yeah
Sure.
we had like
So-
5 hour or 5.5 hours was the
It was
recording.
crazy, 'cause it certainly didn't seem like 5.5
No,
hours.
it didn't.
I
No.
mean, see, as a GM, that's what I'm going for. Is if I can keep you guys engaged in the story, that it feels like it wasn't long enough. That's the best compliment.
Hold on.
You know.
I'm getting something.
Like,
Oh, quick question.
There you
It's
go.
half, to level up an attribute, it's half that rounded up, right?
yes.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Oh man.
I'm gonna bump some of your attributes here. Your body is a little bit low compared to.
Alright,
I
can I go to my character
I have
sheet?
multiple options I can
Oh,
do.
but
I
you
can
do it
bump
on
up
your
my
phone, buddy.
I
mind
don't have
and
my phone.
Where's your
bump up
phone?
It's in
everything
my
along with it.
car.
Or I can
I don't
sort
know.
of make
Why are
myself
you
a little less
horrible?
squishy.
You
Your magic is spirit, and your knowledge, and a lot of your other stuff is mind. You
Also,
you
it
use
wouldn't
both of
update
those a
if I
good
did it on my
bit.
phone.
Yes, it would.
Oh,
I
it
But
didn't-
magic
it
is
didn't do
spirit.
it.
laceration.
Or enchanting. Enchanting specifically is mind. But
Stop it.
all other magics are basically our spirits, you know?
Yeah.
Did you just?
I just found the hole. There was a hole in his elbow, and I was just messing with him.
Alright, so Xavier, yes, here.
Oh wait, let me end the episode real
Talk
quick.
to me about your idea here for another character, if you still want to do that.
Let me.
I would encourage you to stick with a guy, but if you really want to play another character, I won't stop you.
Let me wrap up today's episode real quick, and then
Okay.
we'll go for that. Everyone, hope you enjoyed today. Kind of the short wrap up that I'm going to give is we woke up from our last fight in Fiore and decided to spend a night. We found out the Hotel Dumont has made its way into Eushora. That kind of sucks. We made our way up to the moon to where we reunited with Davis. And we were like, oh hey, we thought you were dead. And then he's pulling like a whole Archimedes from Battle of the Labyrinth, Percy Jackson, reincarnating through a new body by transferring soul.
Yeah, I stole that totally on accident, didn't I? I didn't even think about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, there is a spell in D&D that's kind of like that.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I was basing it on, was the clone spell at D&D.
And we found that out. We ended up fixing the moon. It took us about 3 months, I believe, coming back to find out that the Earth Dragon Queen has died.
Not quite 3 months, so about almost 2.
Almost 2.
It was like total start to finish time working on this, including the time you guys rested at the beginning, about 7.
I see. Okay. So all of that happened. We come back and we'd find out that the second trade war has been kicked off. The Earth Dragon Queen has died, and one more unlucky thing has happened, although we haven't figured it out yet. And then 2 interesting things have happened. We don't know those either. But to our knowledge, that is the current state of the world. We ended up fixing up the magic blimp and are now heading our way out to Cal Elum. And that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed. If you made it to this point in the video, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, or don't. But do something. Leave a hate comment. We don't care. We're here. And yeah.
The money.
Talk to us.
Just talk to us, man. Till next time. We'll see ya.
We don't have any.